Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the All Pro JAFFOs, where we bring you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I am your host, JP.
Hey, yo.
And with me, as always, the 6'10 beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K.
What's up, people?
Hey.
Oop, wrong one.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
Well. The Super Bowl matchups are now set. And if there was a poster child for situations like this, for superstitious correct, for who was right about not doing dumb shit, it would be me. It would have to be me. Because the last time we were here, we talked about one, the NFC AFC matchups. And we also talked about the stupidity of certain fan bases. Now, last show, I discussed how stupid it was to go and essentially deface the Rocky Balboa statue. I said how stupid it was for the music videos to keep coming out about the 49ers, because I had made the example that every single time we've come out with a dumb music video, the team following that music video would end up losing. God, have I not been more right? Holy shit, dude. If karma was, if karma is in fact real, it showed and reared its ugly bitch head on Sunday afternoon. Because the game started off so great. Eagles went in, scored first, and then Christian McCaffrey came, scored. Showing it, keeping it close, 7-7. And then the B Rabbit effect happened almost immediately. Usually we wait till about the fourth quarter, but fuck, it said, no, we're not waiting. It's going to happen now. Decided to run a play action while having our backup tight end block the league's second leader in sacks, Hassan Reddick. Now, what ended up happening? Brock Purdy got hit by Hassan Reddick and essentially blew up his elbow. He could not throw at all, which was, we'll get to it, very obvious later in the game. So our backup, and Kay knows this man very well, Josh Johnson, came in and to say it was a rocky start is an understatement. Because shortly after Josh Johnson was put in, he was taken out with a concussion. Now, what do you do when you have no more quarterbacks to put on the field? You put in the first one that got hurt. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Well, I mean, they put Christian McCaffrey in at quarterback, which, I mean, sure, why not at this point? Uh, I saw a Twitter post that it probably would have been a better idea to put Juwan Jennings, uh, our wide receiver 3 in at quarterback because, coming out of high school, he was a 4-star quarterback, dual threat, recruit going into Tennessee. Guess the scouting report fucking missed that one, didn't they? Uh, and then it got so bad that they put Brock Purdy back in just to hand the ball off. Because that's exactly what ended up happening. We just ran the ball the rest of the way because we couldn't do anything else. Ended up turning into the biggest ass kicking that the 49ers have taken all year. 31, was it 31 or 34?
It was
34.
31. It was 31 for 7. That was the final. Unless they kicked the field goal, but it was 31-7 last I looked. And
31
that's
7.
surprising. And that's when Trent acted like a big ass bitch and threw that man on the ground. Oh, I'm waiting on you to get your monologue out the way because I'm finna destroy all of that bullshit you just said.
Now,
Every fucking word.
when it comes to the Trent Williams thing, I mean, when the team's getting their ass beat that bad, obviously tensions are going to boil over. It usually ends up happening. Any team in playoff situations or really in regular season situations, when you're getting your ass beat pretty bad, tensions tend to boil over. Little scrums and stuff like that. When I looked at the Trent Williams thing, it looked like, at least from my vantage point, it looked like he was trying to get, I forgot who the guy was. He was trying to get that Eagles player to either break off and get away from whoever it was that he was arguing with. Dude wasn't letting go, wasn't having it. Trent Williams pulled him off from behind and then proceeded to WWE style chokeslam this man to the ground. I saw a lot of people on Twitter, oh, uh, Trent Williams, this was the highlight, get yourself a teammate like Trent Williams, get to the... Okay, Trent Williams got ejected after that. Cost the team, or I think it was offsetting penalties because I think the dude that he ended up tossing got ejected as well. And I'm looking at it going, no, I don't want any of my players losing their cool at any point during the game. I don't want any of my guys letting frustration take over them because it just makes the situation worse. But hey, people got to find light in a dark place, and that's exactly what ended up happening. It was a dark, dark day to the point where we talked about it on Friday. I was saying I was probably going to end up on the couch one way or another. Either pissed off or with a big old smile on my face. Well, it got so bad to the point I just, you know what? I'm not even going to get mad. Because one, I know the guy that was going to give us any sort of chance at winning the game got hurt early. So I was kind of, as soon as Brock went down, I was kind of like, all right, there's no chance here. There's no chance at a victory unless the defense, scores 2 or 3 touchdowns on their own. We get a special teams touchdown. And Christian McCaffrey goes for, 350 total yards and 4 touchdowns. There's no way we're winning this game. Um, so I went to bed like a baby. I really did. I was so over it to the point, and what was worse was the delusion of the fan base is what pissed me off the most. The excuses that were being made pissed me off the most. I just had somebody, come up to me today, because Kyle Shanahan he got asked a question, and this was today. He got asked a question about, I guess, what he could, and I'm paraphrasing here. I don't know the exact question. I don't have it in front of me. And the question was, with 4 quarterbacks going down and stuff like that, is there anything that you could have done better? And that I mean, to a lot of the 49er fans and, to other people who are, dick riding, Kyle Shanahan, "Oh, great answer. Stupid question. Why would you ask him that question? So stupid." Well, Shanahan responded with, "Yeah, all of this stuff happened, and it's pretty obvious what could have done if you looked." He didn't really answer the question. And I put, well, maybe he could upgrade the right side of the offensive line because Mike McGlinchey's got to go. He's the weakest link of that offensive line. Matter of fact, he's probably the weakest tight end, or not tight end, the weakest right tackle in all of football. I said, maybe you could not have a backup tight end blocking an all-pro pass rusher. And then I said, ooh, maybe you don't have 9+ design fucking QB run plays. Maybe. And that covered all 4 of the injuries. Because let's face it, all 4 of the quarterback injuries happen from the right side. Now, I had somebody go like, "Oh, well, the one that happened to Jimmy, he was a free pass rush on the left side." Yeah, well, if you look at the film, and I get this is semantics, I guess, but if you look at the film, there was that free rusher on the left. But guess what happened on the right? Mike McGlinchey got blown the fuck up. That pass rusher ended up having Jimmy scramble out to the right where he met the pass rusher, who the right side edge was ultimately the guy who ended up falling on Jimmy to break his foot. And then every other quarterback again was on the right side. Another guy told me, "Oh, well, Brock Purdy just didn't get rid of the ball fast enough." You're in a play action. And less than 2 seconds, about a second and a half, and I counted about a second and a half after the play action fake, he turns around, he's getting ready to throw, and he gets smacked. Well, the guy was like, "Oh, well, it was designed for the tight end to chip him, and then Brandon Ayuk sort of." Well, guess what didn't happen? The tight end didn't chip. Matter of fact, the backup tight end got abused so badly, he probably shouldn't be suiting up in a 49er uniform ever again in his life. So here's what I'm trying to say to the delusional fans out there who are making excuses. Shut the fuck up. Y'all piss me off more than any other fan base right now. We are getting so delusional to the point we're fucking Cowboys fans. That's where we're getting to right now. Like Kay said, we haven't done shit since 94. Yeah, we made it to the Super Bowl, but guess what happened? Choked off in the Super Bowl. So we haven't done shit since 94. And yet the excuses for all the bad coaching decisions. I mean, yeah, I would probably rather have, regular season and stuff like that. I get it. Kyle Shanahan, you know, genius off whatever the hell it is you want to call him. But for some reason in big game situations, he becomes Mike McCarthy. I don't know why. I don't know where the fuck it comes from. I don't know what the hell goes into Kyle Shanahan's head when he calls certain plays. But it just happens. Brock Purdy gets hurt. Josh Johnson gets hurt. Um, it was just a shit show from beginning to end. So that game, karma came back for it. And it even showed like all the teams that have decided to put a jersey or deface the Rocky Balboa statue in some way, shape, or form for the opposite team. Every one of those teams has ended up losing. What made you fucking think that it was going to be any better? What, because we had a good defense? Everyone had, yeah, I had faith in Brock Purdy to get it done, but he got hurt. So guess what happened? Yeah, Rocky came after that ass. That's what happened. So now I'm seeing all the 49er fan bases getting after me because I'm being realistic about the whole situation. And then as soon as I said all of that stuff, I had another guy go, well, if we stop doing that, we'd be a cupcake offense. Fuck out of here, bro. It's football. You uneducated fuck. How about you learn the game of football? How about you learn coaching and everything like that before you even fucking open your mouth, you stupid fucking Twitter warriors? More than half of you bitch-made motherfuckers would never say that shit to my face because you don't know a goddamn thing about football. Most of you were living in your mom's fucking basement not knowing what to do with your whole goddamn lives. Besides be on Twitter and troll. You see, I know how to handle trolls. That's what these trolls do not understand. And I don't care if it's a troll from another team or whatever. The worst part about it is I'm dealing with trolls that are my own team. You ignorant, uneducated, dick-riding fucks. Watch the tape, be realistic, and pull your heads out of your fucking asses. Because right now, this fan base is really starting to make me lean towards a matchstick situation where I might want to find another fucking team to root for. It's getting close. So, okay, I'm going to let you go. I got what I needed to say out of my chest because I've been dealing with so much stupidity these last few days. Holy shit, dude. It is fucking annoying.
Gotcha. All right, that was a lot. that was a lot to unpack. Let's start here. Alrighty.
God damn it, it's getting warm. I'm so fucking pissed off. It just take off. Goddamn.
Yeah. No, that happens.
And my hair
Let's
won't even
start
stay
here.
fucking up there now. Look at this. It's getting so hot. The goddamn gel and hairspray ain't fucking holding it up. God damn it. Let me throw on the fan for.
Yeah, do your thing.
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to make sure you're comfortable because Ragnarok's here. All right, here's the thing. So on Friday, we'll start there because you started there. On Friday, we did discuss the games. You know, we talked about it ahead of time. We gave our predictions.
Yep.
My prediction was 7 points off from being 100% correct, and I told you they was going to beat the dog shit out of y'all. I don't know what you thought. Clearly, you thought y'all had a chance. With or without Brock Purdy, y'all was going to get y'all ass whooped, G. I kept trying to tell you because your team has been playing a bunch of cupcake teams, to fucking call back the reference you used from Twitter. You guys have literally played cupcake teams. Trent Williams has exposed himself as a bitch. Personally, I like, you can sit here and, hey, people can say what they want. That was a bitch-made move. Simple and fucking plain. That man did not have, it was not face-to-face. Regardless of whatever's going on, Trent, you can be down to hold your teammates down, but your teammate's also a grown man, and that grown man wasn't in grips of grown men. It was a ref right beside you, bro. It was a ref diffusing the situation, and you amplified the situation 100-fold by throwing a man to the ground. It wasn't a break in between. Like, you didn't try to defuse it. You grabbed that man's collar and threw him directly to the ground. He could have broke his neck. He could have hurt himself. Seriously. Like, the way he fell, he really could have hurt himself. So that's what makes Trent a bitch. He did not fight that man fair. He did that shit behind his back. That's a bitch move. That's first. Now let's get to your whole team because that's your best old lineman. All right. So your best old lineman, really your best offensive player. So
I wouldn't go that far, but
I mean, honestly, no one else on your offense got paid as much as Trent. No one else on your offense has as much as dynamic pop as Trent. That's just real.
I'm trying to fix this shit, people. Leave me alone.
I mean, just all reality, bro. The Niners are suspect, and people continue to, like, I don't understand the fanfare behind this team because I'm looking at the shit like, if these are the batch of receivers you have, you're not going any fucking where. Like, Debo's not a real receiver, bro. He's an athlete. Ayuk just figured out how to play NFL football this year. Just figured it out. Like, okay, year 4. Congrats.
3.
Congrats. Oh, it's year 3? Okay. All right, year 3. Congrats. Hey, congratulations. You figured out how to play football in the NFL. Hey, yay. Didn't help a fucking lick. Hey, look, the only guy that actually did something was Christian McCaffrey. Here, I can give him full-blown credit. I expected you to get hurt, sir. You're the only person I can give credit for that day. For the simple fact of, you're saying that pressures came only from the right? Absolutely fucking not. That's why Trent threw that boy, because he got his ass whooped badly so many times. It wasn't just
no.
Purdy got hurt. Purdy got hurt from the right.
Injuries that happened to the QBs came from the right.
Right. But I got that. That's why I was getting to my point. That point there. So yes, I understand Purdy got injured from the right because he got hit in the elbow and all that stuff. Right. Josh Johnson, same situation. Firstly, before I go any further, the Niners are supposed to lose because they're fucking dumb. Why would you sign Josh Johnson? You got Cam Newton out there. That's first. Why in the absolute fuck would you do that?
Great
so
point.
That's first off. The Niners wanted to lose. They wanted to lose. You had a way better option, but you didn't want the stigma or the crowd saying, put in Cam, when you needed Cam Newton. Cam Newton's strong enough to take those hits. Cam Newton's fucking resilient enough to go in that game and fucking finish the game, especially with the talent around him. People continue to forget that Cam Newton was on the Carolina fucking Panthers. Like,
took him to a Super Bowl.
He took him to the Super Bowl, and his best fucking receiver was Ted Ginn. Like, Ted Ginn is good, but he's not like a top fucking 75 receiver, bro. Like, That's just real. Like,
that's facts.
So that's Cam's ability. The problem, what I'm saying is the Niners had so many motherfucking issues other than just the most glaring shit. One thing I don't want to hear is about your O-line. Absolutely don't want to hear about that shit. I had 5 O-linemen out the entire year, and we had the worst O-lineman in fucking NFL this season. We had
really? Who's the worst O-lineman?
Donovan Smith, sorry ass. He had the most holding penalties. He gave up the most fucking plays. He is the sorriest O-lineman this season.
Then Mike McGlinchey might be under him.
He's not, because it's Luke Gedeke right behind him. Like, he's right behind him. Luke Gedeke can't run block to save his goddamn life. He couldn't save no one's life. And the results showed. It showed every time we tried to run the ball. Luke Gedeke's in the backfield. Leonard Fournette has to hit his own O-lineman. Like, people continue to thrash my team because Brady's on the team. That's the star power thing with it. Because Brady's on our team, oh, these guys are talking mess. But if you go to a team like your team, oh my God, they got hurt, they got this, they got that. What happened to 11 games undefeated? What happened to that shit? What happened to all those fucking games, bro?
What happened to next man up?
Man, look, people said that same shit to me, and then when I'm like, bro, we was on, like I told you earlier, we was on a 4th string fucking guard, and we're on a 3rd string goddamn center. Like what do you the fuck you want us to do? Like, we were doing next man up, and then Brady still was the last hit motherfucker because, well, he was letting that bitch go very quickly, throwing a lot of dirt passes, so that it'll make you look like you're sorry. Like, that's the shit that pissed me off because it's the slander. It's like no one sees what's going on. Like, Brady's almost 50.
By the way, Tom Brady was still top 5 in passing.
Like, that's my fucking point. That is my point. Like, I don't see what everyone else sees. With the holes that we had, with the bullshit, like, we literally lost everybody on defense at a certain point for a little bit. Like, we had so many injuries to my team, and we still made the playoffs. Granted, we went 8-9, but fuck, I told you guys earlier, if we had Jameis, it would have been 1-16. Guaranteed, bro. Guaranteed. Because
0-16.
No, we would have beat the Cowboys week 1 for sure because we were still 100% healthy.
Even with Jameis?
Yeah, we smothered the. I don't think you remember that score. It was 19-3. Like we smothered the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So that's what I'm saying.
I was going to say, wasn't Leonard Fournette still like riding
No,
the
he went.
high before he just fell
Oh
off?
yeah. Again, you can't really
Yeah.
fall off if you have no fucking alignment. Like, let's just do it from the back forward. It was the safeties and DBs, the linebackers, the D line, and Tom Brady. That's pretty much how the fuck that went. There was nobody else in between the D line and Tom Brady. There's a bunch of cones and trash cans. Oh, I'm sorry, Tristan Wirfs. He was hurt this year with the high ankle sprain, dealing with that for a long period of time, which is a big thing when you're a right tackle and it's your right foot, and that's your plant foot. So you can't really plant. You know what I mean? Donovan Smith, granted, he had a pectoral, but you could have sat your ass on the bench. You're going to come in holding like that. Like, it was so many times where we threw touchdowns and he held. Like, bro, like the Cowboys game, he did that shit like 3 times in the playoff game. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, Cowboy fans get so hyped about that fucking win. And like, that shit pisses me off so badly because it's like, bro, like, we real deal had to put in a fucking goddamn, a guy that wasn't here the entire year, Ryan Jensen. This man literally got hurt the first day of practice, and he just came back today. Like, all right, cool. Like, if y'all win this game, fine. I literally said if we get past the Cowboys, it's fucking over for everybody else. I knew that because I knew the wheel was going to turn after that. Couldn't get past the Cowboys, and them motherfuckers look how they look. And to be realistic, like, a lot of that shit is just trash. But back to your Niners. Fucking, bro, I'm trying to tell you, like, that defensive line on the fucking goddamn Eagles, because you got to remember, all right, so we're going to go on your superstition tape. You're a superstitious fan. Understand you have to throw yourself in that same mix with them people that you just cursed out because you forgot that you was talking shit about about the Eagles defensive line when I told you they had a defensive line. When I told you about Ndamukong Suh, Jordan Davis, you were talking mad shit, dude. I don't think you remember. You might need to go back and watch. You were talking cash money shit, dude. Like, I was like, oh, okay. like, dude, I'm telling you, you were talking shit. You're like, oh, that shit don't matter. No. Like,
Yeah, I might need to go back and look at that because I don't remember downplaying them that bad.
Dude, I'm telling you. That's why I was like, I'm like, seriously? I'm like, they got me because I went to the roster and I named people off. If you remember that, I was naming guys off like, yo, Ndamukong Suh's the third D tackle, so him and Jordan Davis might go in together. And then I started naming their starters, and I'm like, these boys might go in there. And I was like, Fletcher Cox. And he was like, man, they had Fletcher Cox for a while. And then I was like, start naming other people. I did not remember Riddick, but if I'm not mistaken, you was like, he just got there. He don't really matter. If I'm not mistaken, and Riddick went fucking off. I don't know verbatim what you said, but I think
Reddick was the only one I gave actual credit to on that entire defensive line.
Yeah, I don't really remember what you said specifically about him, but I know for certain you were definitely.
I remember the Fletcher Cox thing.
Yeah, as a whole,
I remember that. Sure, I didn't think too much about Ndamukong Suh because I kind of knew he was a situational guy.
Man, look, I tried to get you to understand, like, dude, those guys they're mean. They're mean in the trenches. And on top of that, I definitely told you about that offensive line. I definitely told you about.
Oh, bro, no. I knew
Wayne Johnson said, yeah. Joey, he said, no, not Joey. I keep calling him Joey. Nick Bosa, take your ass back to Florida. Go back to Florida. You are not doing shit here in Philadelphia, guy. Like, go back home, see your grandparents, your parents, go back to Florida because it's a short trip.
Speaking of Joey, he was at the game talking a bunch of shit. I guess the Philadelphia Eagles fan or whatever walked up to him and started talking shit. And he said his retort was, I'm rich and you're not.
Well,
that didn't mean a goddamn thing to me.
Oh, I promise you, that was a Florida answer. That was that side of Florida answer. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that out loud. But yeah, man, all I'm saying is, bro, it's just like realistically, your DBs didn't even fucking show up because Jalen only threw 100 and something yards. Like it's like pretty much.
Miles Sanders is basically going into the end zone untouched the whole goddamn game.
That's my point. Like,
Which
dude.
by the way, that first touchdown dance, and then he had Kelsey right after him doing it with like the little hip shit.
Was hilarious.
Bro, I must have watched that video like 100 times by now. Kelsey is very entertaining to watch. That guy's great. I got all the love in the world for that fucking guy.
Oh yeah.
To be honest with you, nothing better than watching a big guy do a touchdown celebration.
Yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious.
By the way, people, this is the same guy that showed up in full jester, New Orleans style,
and a keg
during the Super Bowl parade a few years ago.
And he had a keg on stage.
Yeah. He said Lane Johnson couldn't stay off the juice. I said, "Oh shit."
But not so. But that's what I'm saying though. Like besides all that, I'm just like the Niners. I promise you, the Niners were a sheep in wolf's clothing. I'm telling you. Like I besides Kyle Shanahan, like the team as a whole, I didn't see it. Like Brock Purdy just had a very good season. Granted, that shit ain't sliding next year. We'll see next year if he really that good.
See, that's the thing. I don't think he's even going to play next season because of this injury. Last update that I saw on it, you called it, I think.
It was 6 months.
That he was going to get Tommy John.
It was 6. It's a 6 months routine though.
Mm-hmm. That was the original thing. Now, because of the Tommy John surgery, it's up to a year.
Oh, well, either way.
Up to 12 months.
I mean,
and in his throwing arm, yeah, that's going to take a little while for him to come back. So I do not expect Brock Purdy to play at all next season, and if he does, it's going to be mid to late into the season.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan was asked, do you think Jimmy's going to be back next season? He said that there's no scenario that he can think of that Jimmy G is going to be back. Now, they kind of said this last year, so it's kind of a deja vu situation, or Kyle Shanahan might have got pissed that Jimmy G was laughing his ass off on the sidelines after an ass whooping. maybe that was it. He was like, you know what? I'm tired of this smiling motherfucker being around here acting like he's the shit. You're like, no.
He is. In comparison to you, he definitely is.
Comparison to who?
Kyle. Like, say what you want. Jimmy got 2 Super Bowl rings. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
No.
Hey, look, bro, I don't give a fuck.
No.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
No.
Kyle got 2 choke-offs. Kyle got 2 choke-offs, which is better.
We're not
getting the ring as a backup, or choking off 2 Super Bowls.
I'm not.
Bro, he was up 25 fucking points and 10 points. He was up literally 5 fucking touchdowns.
Emmanuel Sanders, and he made bad decisions.
Holy
that time
fucking shit!
Fuck that.
Will y'all please stop saying that? Like, bro, I understand. He overthrew a guy.
Done nothing but be anti-clutch.
What?
And I've called him that since the goddamn, since the Super Bowl.
Okay, so this whole fucking year doesn't go on Jimmy G did. This whole entire season, correct? Jimmy G had nothing to do with nothing, right?
What do you mean nothing to do with nothing?
I mean, he played, 3 games?
Before he got hurt, yeah.
That don't really count. 3 games don't really count. You see what I'm saying? Like, 3 games don't really count in retrospect of 17. like, come on, 3 games ain't really shit.
Did he play 3 games, or was it more than that?
Nah, it was about 3, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
No, because Lance got hurt week.
Come on, it was like week 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, if it was week 4 or 5, Brock Purdy didn't come in until week 10.
My point.
So Jimmy only played probably about 4 or 5 games.
See what I'm saying? Three
Maybe
to 5.
6.
3. All right, let's go 6. 3 to 6 games. That really didn't do shit. And I don't even think it was that because Brock for sure went 8-0. For sure went 8-0 in the beginning of the playoffs because I remember seeing that stat. So he
I think
played
before
week 9.
actually, now that I think about it, hold on. They were 3-4 before going. They were 3-4 to start off the season. And I know Lance won one of those. Okay. So I think Lance went, I believe it was 1-4 or 2-3. No. 1-3 or 2-2.
All right, so Jimmy G got hurt against the Dolphins week 13.
Week 13.
Yeah.
Shit, so Jimmy was in most of the season. When did Lance get hurt? Because I'm going to be honest, this should have been people's first clue that when we lost to the Texans that Lance probably wasn't going to be the guy.
He got hurt September. It was early.
Shit, that's like week fucking 2 or 3?
Yeah, that's why I said it had to be like 3 or 4, some shit. It was real early. I remember that.
So Jimmy got in
Seattle.
there until getting hurt in week 13.
Yeah. That's what Siri says. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I could have sworn I seen fucking Brock Purdy fucking.
I thought it was week 10 because they went 7-0.
That's what I thought too. But
so how the hell do you?
They probably just said the Niners probably went 7-0, and we just probably misread the shit and they had Brock Purdy's picture up there. That happens.
Well, they had when they started off 3-4, they had a 10-0 run. That's the reason why they ended up 13-4. They didn't lose another game after the 4th loss.
Right.
So I'm thinking Jimmy probably because
13,
because that tells me if Brock Purdy went 7-0.
Oh no,
it could Jimmy be wrong. Got hurt week 10 or week 11.
Hey man, I asked Siri, bro. And it's not like it's my memory. I asked Siri, bro. That's kind of what she told me.
That doesn't make any sense. How the hell did Brock Purdy go 7-0 in the regular season, or are they counting the playoffs?
I'm not honestly, bro. Again, I'm not a Niner fan. I really don't give a fuck.
No, they're counting. So they're counting the playoffs because now I remember I just saw it. Like, yeah, Brock Purdy went 7-1 because that one being the loss against the Eagles. Okay. That makes sense. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, because there's 18 weeks.
Mm.
And then the 2 playoff games, 7-0.
Let me be honest with you, bro. Like,
okay. That makes sense.
Is a fucking bad coach. Y'all can say all this shit all y'all want to. Regular season, he cool. He's amazing. Oh my God, he's amazing. When y'all got a weak schedule, he's amazing. Oh my God, yeah. Oh God, these Niners are so good. Ooh, yeah.
Big game scenarios.
Choke them off every time. Every time you're gonna choke them off. And I can't. That's why I said I necessarily can't really I won't try to stick up a Trey, but I can't necessarily let you slander Trey like that. For the simple fact of look at all the quarterbacks that Kyle Shanahan does well with. They're all pocket passers, not that mobile. Like they can run if they really need to.
Well, the last time Kyle Shanahan had a mobile quarterback, he ran him into the fucking ground. That was RG3.
I mean, that was FedEx Field. That was the organization just not redoing the facilities and shit like that to protect their asset.
But like since RG3, he's had essentially pocket quarterbacks. He had Kirk Cousins, then he went to Matt Ryan, and then then he had Jimmy. He's never had the last again. Lance was the first mobile quarterback that he had since RG3, and he ran Lance into the ground before the fucking season could even start.
You're seeing my point. This is why I'm saying he's a bad fucking coach. Like y'all can sit here and say all this shit he wants. He has creativity. It's like realistically,
I don't want to say
this is
bad
like
because I've
nah. I'm
seen
saying
bad
bad.
coaches.
Nah, bro. Like no,
Not great. Like he's good,
no.
but he ain't great.
He's a creative coach. There's a difference. He's a very creative coach.
Go with that.
Good
Yeah.
coach is very much a stretch. I say bad for the simple fact of you don't utilize your talent without getting them hurt. You see what I'm saying? Like CMC was, I promise you, was literally like, oh my God, because if it wouldn't have been Debo got hurt. Let's just say it like this. Debo got hurt before CMC got there. If Debo would have been healthy when CMC got there, it would have been Christian that got hurt. Guarantee. You can guarantee that was what's going to happen. Debo was hurt. Y'all got CMC. Debo came back, and y'all was trying to figure it. I'm telling you, bro. Like
there was a few weeks where fucking CMC ended up on that goddamn injury report that I was going, oh shit, here we go. But he ended up coming back to play.
Well, they were just letting him rest. He probably just had
that's more like maintenance shit. Yeah.
Yeah, just let him rest, go to fucking physical therapy or whatever the fuck it, just so for the media outlets won't be on the bullshit. Like, where was Christian McCaffrey? Did he just miss practice? Like they do that shit when they know they're gonna miss practice.
So now I look at it this way. Okay, let's just go under the assumption that Shanahan's right and Jimmy G is not going to be with the team next year. Okay. Who do we have? Let's just say worst case scenario, Brock Purdy isn't healthy in time for all of next season.
Perfect.
All we have is Trey.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect, actually. That works out perfectly for y'all for the simple fact of you drafted this dude after doing the horrendous shit. Granted, we all know that you said this shit, Josh. We got it. But at the exact same time, you get to actually give the man his own season without having all of this scrutiny behind him and in front of him. Like last season, it was Jimmy G. Like, oh my God, are they gonna throw Jimmy G in there? Are they gonna do it? You know what I mean? Like it was that the whole year. So Trey couldn't get really comfortable because he probably was looking for over his shoulder as well. You know what I mean? Because at the time, you had Kittle and all these other players, like, oh my God, like Jimmy's such a great dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? They know they're best friends and that, you know what I mean? Like you have all of that shit in the back of
going to talk bad about their quarterback. That's just
no.
The team.
I'm not
never
saying
going to do that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying in Trey's mind. In Trey's mind, he's probably feeling like, yeah, like you know what I mean? Like everybody's gonna be nice to me, but I don't think they really accept me. You see what I'm saying? Like, and on top of that, it's like this is perfect because now Brock's not there, and it's like Trey, this is your team. Like, don't worry about Brock. This is your team this year. Give me the best you can do. If you keep it real with him. If you don't do well, we're gonna get rid of you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta play well.
He's going into year 3 now.
You're playing for your NFL career right now, personally, and like that's pretty much how that works. Because the last guy that came from your university, he's pretty much spiraling his damn self.
If Trey Lance can actually be protected by Kyle Shanahan, and when I say that, once again, Kyle Shanahan not pulling the bullshit of running fucking 9-10 design quarterback run plays. If he can actually be like a Jalen Hurts situation, run when he has to. You throw in a couple of them here and there, a couple of design QB runs here and there, short yardage situation, whatever. But you don't run him into the ground like you just did. That's where you have to fix that mistake. If they can do that, maybe he has a shot to be good. I still think the kid has a lot to prove that he's a franchise quarterback. Ooh. He hasn't had enough games to show me that he was worth everything that we gave up for him. So next year, I say this with all the hope in the world. Hopefully, Kyle Shanahan pulls his head out of his ass, doesn't use him the way he did. And maybe after watching how they use Jalen Hurts, maybe I can use him like that. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What year did you guys draft Trey Lance?
2 years ago. 2001 or 2000. If this is, he was a
Hold on.
rookie. He was a rookie last year. He was a second-year quarterback this year. Now he's going into his third year next year.
All right, you're confusing me, and
So
you
yeah,
don't sound certain.
21.
When was
21.
Trey Lance drafted?
2021.
All right, yeah, you're right. All right, cool. Because you didn't sound too fucking assuring, dude.
I
All
get
right.
confused
So
sometimes because
here's the
sometimes
thing.
in my head I for some reason think that Lance and Brock Purdy were drafted in the same year, and that wasn't the case.
Right. All right. So here's the thing. This man, your head coach, has hurt 2 mobile quarterbacks. Just so happen to be black. That has nothing to do with nothing. But at the same time, they were drafted 9 years apart. So you hurt one guy. 8 years fucking later, you don't learn a goddamn thing, and you hurt another quarterback just like the other. Well, a way watered down version of the other guy, and you do the exact same thing that got Robert hurt, like literally to the T. Kyle Shanahan coaches like he's playing fucking Madden, bro. Like he's playing his buddy in
He's
Madden.
playing that, and he turned the injuries off.
Dude, like he's playing his friends in Madden, like he's just trying trick plays, just switches up the depth chart. Like, I'm gonna just put this person here. Like what the Cowboys did the last play of the game against y'all, putting Zeke at center. Like, that's the kind of shit Kyle Shanahan does. Like this, like I'm telling you, like, granted, y'all got a big mobile O-line. Ooh, I'm gonna say this. You say all that crap about Mike McGlinchey, but y'all had a top 5 offensive line with him.
Well,
like,
here's the thing. Here's the thing with Mike McGlinchey.
Top 5.
He's a pretty good run blocker.
Horrendous
in the passing game.
You're
horrible.
You don't have
You can look at the Pro Football Focus grade of how he is in the run game versus how he is in the passing game. And I think that was one of the reasons why they drafted him right tackle, run game, zone run scheme. It made sense. But when you're coming to, like I said, the passing game, Mike McGlinchey is pedestrian at best.
I mean, you still have a top 5 offensive line.
When everybody's healthy and on their shit.
You had everybody healthy this year.
They weren't on their shit, though.
Y'all went 11 games undefeated, bro. Y'all were on y'all shit, bro. If you what other way could you have done? Won the other 6 games, Josh? Like, come on, dog. Like, what kind of fuck you have done? Like, what are you not on your shit about?
I'm just saying, you can have a top 5 offensive line and still have a weak link.
Dog, I feel you. I feel you. But the problem I'm trying to get you to understand,
Mike McGlinchey,
he was
by
not a
far
problem.
On the offensive line that we had, was the weak link.
He was not a problem. Was Brock was running around screaming shit. He was not an issue when Brock was out there. They was like, he's pretty good.
He was still.
He's pretty good.
From me watching the games, he was still an issue and a liability. He was still an issue even with Brock Purdy was there. Brock Purdy just had the wherewithal to either, 1, get it out quickly, or 2, be able to scramble out of the pocket to actually make something happen.
So what left end was just getting off? I need to know who was getting off against y'all. What defensive player just got off and got a whole bunch of sacks against y'all? From week 1 till now. Like, I can't. Riddick, yeah, but that's a playoff game. So
yeah, week 1 until now. Good God, I was about to say, like, how many sacks came off the right side of the line? Shit.
I mean, if you can't think of nobody firsthand, like, oh, that motherfucker killed.
Well, I'd have to list off the teams. I don't remember every single team that we played against.
I'm not saying that. I'm gonna say it like this. I don't remember every game of my year this year, but I know for certain Aaron Donald went off on us, Bruce Brown went off on us, and Buddy from the motherfucking Falcons when they called that fucking questionable call for us. Those are 3 guys I know for certain went off on us. For certain. And I don't even have to remember the schedule. You know what I mean? That's what I'm asking you. If you can't remember like that, then motherfuckers weren't really getting off on you guys like that. You just don't like that guy.
Maybe it's at the point that so many people were getting off on the right side of the offensive line. I just like it all jumbles together.
Dude, absolutely not. Because that would have been a thing. Like, do you not understand how much the media was kissing y'all ass? Like the Niners
I know
ass,
that.
bro. They weren't mentioning the offensive line as a weak link at all. Like they never mentioned. They only at most they'll say the DB.
They don't watch the team with realistic binoculars.
Hey, dude, I hear you, but I'm saying
seem to be the only one in this entire world.
It's not everybody. It's not everybody. Some people do say it's very few, but some people do see it from that perspective. Granted, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Anybody.
I watched the game. Buddy was getting his ass whooped, but at the exact same time, y'all schemes were fucking trash. Like you play schemes and shit like
you're supposed to do your goddamn job. You're supposed to be able to pass block. You're supposed to be able to run block when you're supposed to do those things. And if he's getting his ass whooped, regardless of what the scheme is, the scheme ain't gonna work if he's not blocking the way he's supposed to. And that's a fundamental rule of the offensive line in the game of football. If the offensive line breaks down, doesn't matter what fucking scheme you have, it ain't gonna work.
Or as a former offensive lineman, if they have a shit scheme, I'm just saying like this. My first year at San Jose City, right? First year playing, 2009. Ricky Washington, shout out to you, but you fucking screwed me. We was playing against Laney. Ricky Washington winning the game. This man literally called the wrong fucking play. He called 40-49. As a tight end, you know that's two different fucking plays. That's two different blocking schemes, two different everything. He called 40-49, bro. I ran the wrong motherfucking blocking scheme. I got yanked off the field and cussed out by Connor. Until Hawk gets off the field and fucking exonerates me and said, this dumbass motherfucker called 3 different plays in the huddle. And then he was like, oh, shit.
So then you're telling me that either Trey Lance or Jimmy G or Brock Purdy or whoever it was, they were calling the wrong plays, and that's why Michael Vincent sucked.
Is a bad fucking coach, dude. I'm trying to get you to understand. Kyle
Shanahan is calling 2 different plays and 2 different schemes.
I'm not saying that he's doing that. I'm saying he's calling shit plays. It don't necessarily have to be multiple plays at once. I'm saying the shit. They're shit in the confines of playing a real team. Y'all played a real fucking team, all the way around real team. They have their holes, right? They have their holes just like every fucking NFL team, but you played a real team. And they weren't going for that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you were able to demolish the Cowboys because the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Yeah, they're not a real fucking team. They're just a bunch of hype. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said it's like, in comparison between y'all and the Cowboys, y'all are more of a real team based off of the players you have. Your coaches make you look terrible. Say it again.
Can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to take the stigma of America's team away from the Cowboys?
They won't.
Why not?
Well,
they're the most hated team in America.
So here's the thing.
How are you America's team when you're the most hated team in America?
I got 4 ways to answer this. I'm just going to take the shortest way, the most least detailed way to answer this question. All right. You're a Texan, like in real life.
Right.
A real Texan. Right?
Like in real life. Yes.
No, I'm saying that for the fans. You know what I mean? Because they know like
it ain't just Texas. For show, people. I'm from Texas. Yes.
That's why I said that. So here's the thing. You know, being a Texan, how much Texans love being Texans, right? You also understand that. You also understand that Texas has their own grid. They have their own. They're basically detached from the United States. Seriously, like
essentially, yes,
to an extent. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're attached. I mean, detached. So, if you remember that Jerry Jones is a great marketer, is a great talker, regardless if he's fucking 97 years old, that motherfucker can sell some goddamn shit. He's slick in the mouth, you know what I mean?
Sell water to a fish.
So my point of saying all of this, if you really look at it, what's the American dream? To come to this country, build your own self up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps to motherfucking be successful. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What's Texas? Their own entity. In the confines and being a Texans, you guys are your own people. So the only thing you got to do is just make money. You see what I'm saying? Like, because you're detached to an extent, you know what I mean? The only people you have to pay is Texas. You don't have to do all this other shit. So it's only based off of you. So that's the dream. You see what I'm saying? So that's the dream team in Texas. It's a stars and stripes, all of those things. It's very simple and it sounds kind of dumb, but at the same time, you really think about it, like, I can kind of see that. I mean, dude, that's probably how he sold the shit. You were our own entity. Everybody wants to be American, have your own shit.
The only reason why the phrase was coined was because at the time Roger Staubach was considered Captain America because he served in the Navy. That's the only reason why the cowboy term of America's team got coined was because of Roger Staubach. If Roger Staubach plays for any other team, we're calling whatever the fuck that team is America's team.
Nah, they're still called the Cowboys American team. Jerry coined it. It wasn't like it was everybody. Jerry did that. You see what I'm saying?
No,
like
that happened before Jerry even got there. Jerry was not the owner during the time of Roger Staubach.
You're right, but I'm pretty sure Jerry coined that. Like,
no, he did not.
Pretty sure.
I promise you, he didn't. He just
coined the American team phrase.
All Jerry did was basically take what was already there and try to and market it into something bigger than it was, and it helped out because of the fact that the 90s Cowboys team was legit.
You were right. You're right.
That's the only reason why he marketed it as good as it was, because the team was doing well. Now, if the Cowboys in the 90s were dog shit, we wouldn't have this conversation.
Way before my time.
Because there wouldn't have been any marketing to basically prove that it's America's team, because your team is shit.
Right now, yeah, for sure.
And now, really, the only one, the person who actually made that possible was fucking Jimmy Johnson.
John Facenda. That was the narrator that said that shit in the 1978 highlight film. I didn't know this. I thought Jerry fucking coined that shit just basically talking.
Nope.
I swear I did.
Nope. He basically did what a lot of white inventors and entrepreneurs do. They take somebody else's idea and make it their own.
Oh, so Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, he Mark Zuckerberg that shit.
Jesus Christ. I mean,
but that's what I was saying. Like, the only reason why he was able to market it to the point of where it's at today was because of that 90s team. Had that 90s team never been there, we wouldn't be having this conversation about like the America's team and everything. But then, since he got rid of Jimmy Johnson, the team's been dog shit every year. 27, or was it 24, 27 years, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh no, how many years y'all got?
I think it's 26 for us.
So it's 27. They right behind y'all. Hey, 1 year behind y'all. Y'all right behind each other, bro.
I thought if we were 26, then they would be 25. Because they won it in 95.
See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all,
we won it in 94.
Well, then you have the answers to the test, man.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you look at it now, when do certain monikers disappear for teams? Because again, this is a team that's literally the most hated team in all of America. Yeah, you have Dallas Cowboys fans pretty much everywhere in the entire country. But just because you have fans everywhere in the entire country doesn't mean that the populace from all the other 31 teams don't fucking hate your ass.
Well, yeah, that's it's not the team though. Like it's not like we hate the team, we hate the fans.
No, 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 no.
I mean, you
It's
you spill it over to the
overall
shit.
it's overall the Dallas Cowboys organization, from fandom to ownership to the players.
Well,
The
yeah,
Dallas
Jerry, but
Cowboys are the most hated team in all of America, and yet they're coined as America's team somehow.
I'm gonna ask you this: Do you hate Stephen Jones?
Stephen Jones.
Yeah, Jerry's son.
I don't know much about him to even.
He's the one that tells Jerry to chill the fuck out. Let's just say that. He's that guy. Hey, Dad. Hey. He's the one that came out.
Yeah, but when the fuck
like
has Jerry ever
shit.
listened to his kids?
I mean, he does. He does sometimes. I mean,
Jerry
granted, he goes
Jones
out
is
there.
the Tom Brady of owners. Fuck them kids.
Nah, that's not fair at all, bro. I ain't going with that at all. I ain't rocking with that one at all. Nah, I ain't rocking with that one.
Sorry, I had to make myself laugh on that one. Anyways,
I know, but no, like I said, nah, bro. I don't. Like I said, for me, I hate the fans, and it spills over to the team, and I laugh at the fucking downfalls of the team because of the fans. Like the fans will make you hate the team. Like that's where the hatred always starts.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's what the
the
hatred
same
always
thing is
starts.
happening to 49ers.
No, that shit been rocking.
The fans
are
making
the
fans are making people hate the team.
No. You saying just started? No.
No, I'm not saying it just started.
No,
I'm saying it's on the same level of delusion and everything else like that. It's the fans who are making people hate the team.
Y'all on the same fucking number, dude. Y'all tied for first with the exact same number all the way down to the fucking decimal. You have the exact same fucking number, dude. The exact same, bro. Like Niner fans, we're going to the Super Bowl every fucking year, just like Cowboy fans. Y'all both say it. Like y'all both say this shit. Like this shit's weird.
I don't.
Well, I mean, you're a Niner fan. I'm just saying y'all as fans, not you in general, because yeah, you're more realistic. Granted, you get carried away sometimes, but you're more realistic.
I'll admit, sometimes get a little carried away, and
But
it comes back to bite me in the ass. Yeah, absolutely,
most definitely. But no, I'm just saying, like for me, being a Bucks fan, it's like people had to hear me talk shit for 3 years. That was it. That literally it. Like when we won in 2002, 2003, I didn't say shit because I was in middle school. I was in fucking middle school. I was in the 8th grade. Like, okay, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel it, but at the same time, like, you know what I mean? Y'all heard me talk shit for 3 years, but this year for certain, I was like, yeah, nah, you know what I mean? Like I was so realistic this year, so realistic. So it was probably 2 years. Like I was really like talking major shit for 2 years.
But the thing was, here's the difference. In a way, you earned that shit because, like you've said plenty of times, before Brady ever got there, y'all was not good. It was looking like the Bucks and the cream orange. It was looking like that team. How bad y'all were.
Man, I didn't want Brady to retire because this is gonna be the first year we bring those damn jerseys back. I'm so fucking mad, dog. This season coming up is the first year we're bringing the creamsicles
back. That's probably why he's like,
Brady said himself in multiple motherfucking interviews, like multiple interviews, that he wanted to wear the creamsicles. So I can't agree with that.
Because he wanted to reverse the curse on how bad those fucking.
I mean, I'm cool with that, but at the same time, I'm just
didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, you didn't get a chance to. It's just more the fact of, bro, like, I don't know, man.
Hey, certain things, and I think this goes for every team. There are certain jerseys, certain things, certain aspects of that team that should never be uprooted ever because of how bad they were with those things. Yeah, I'm just saying, y'all should never bring back the cream color jerseys, as cool as they may look to some people for some reason.
I like
they should never bring them back because the bad juju of those teams are on those jerseys.
I mean, we just began as an organization and we went to the Super Bowl pretty early. We lost, but we went pretty early. in those
When
same
did
ugly
when did
jerseys.
the Bucks become a team?
76. I think we
That's
went.
not that new.
Yeah, we are. It was like 76, bro.
That's not that. You were made in '76, and you don't win your first Super Bowl until 02. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's not that new.
We have
That's not like
we went
that's not like
we went to our
Baltimore
first one
Ravens
like
new.
we went to our first one. I think I might got the years fucked up. When was the Buccaneers inaugural season?
Because the
Holy
Bucks
fucking
had
shit! When did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers begin? Holy fucking shit! They just literally showed me the fucking playoff game 3 times, bro.
Hey,
3 fucking
Alexa,
times.
when did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers become a franchise?
That was the next fucking
You're right. 76.
Yeah, but I think we went to the Super Bowl. I think 79.
No. No.
No, we went. We got max, but we went
Alexa,
pretty early.
when was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' first Super Bowl appearance?
Said one. I said, when was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
That
first
was
loss?
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You just said it. When you won it in 2002, that was your first appearance. That was your first appearance in the
When was
Super
the
Bowl.
Tampa Bay
Why? Because
Buccaneers
that
first loss in
expansion
the Super
team was
Bowl?
so dog shit in its first few,
It
first few
was first 3
decades.
years. It was the first 3 years.
You did not make the Super Bowl, and you're thinking about the fucking Ravens.
Ravens. The Ravens were a team in 2000
Yeah, I
or
understand they were a
99.
team in 2000, but they didn't
Nah, I'm
start
remember.
until 97.
Fuck. I'm trying to remember what year was that. Because as a
It
franchise, if
just
I'm
said
not
right
mistaken,
now.
it said that. It said that, but I'm telling you, bro, I'm missing something. I forgot what year that was. Because I looked and I was like, oh shit, we went way back then. I thought we were fucking ass. I promise you, that was like one of those things.
Let me ask you one more. Alexa, how many Super Bowl appearances do the Tampa Bay Bucks have? Two. Two occasions. Only two.
I'm not going with Alexa, bro. I'm
And they're
telling you.
2-0.
Established in 74.
Okay. The Tampa Bay Bucks were dog shit the
I know
first
that the
20
first
years of their
it
existence.
wasn't 20. It was we didn't win a game for like the first 2 or 3 years. It was like first 2 years
Right, you
of
didn't
our season.
exactly. You basically went
I'm
0 and
aware of that.
16 the first few
It was
the first few years of
0
existence.
26 or some shit like that.
Alexa, when was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' first playoff appearance? So 1979. So 3 years after they became a franchise, they made it to the NFC Championship game where they lost to the Chargers. Or actually, no, where they lost to the Rams.
So I knew I wasn't fucking tripping. All right, so it
They
was
didn't make
70.
the
I
Super
said
Bowl, but they made
79
the
though.
NFC Championship game.
I said 79. I knew I wasn't fucking tripping. I said 79. So at least I was wrong.
The only thing you got wrong was the fact that they didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like that's fine. I'm cool with that because I was a fucking game off. At least I know the numbers. You know what I mean? I had all of the right years. I mean, like 76, 79, but I thought we went to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I said our third year, but we went to the NFC Championship, which I'm cool with that, bro. Like I'm cool being one game off. That's
It's
fine to me.
better than being a whole playoff series off. But I was say I remember in NFL history, other than especially that year, the Bucks were bad for like fucking 20 years, dude. It was bad. Before first of all, the color scheme changed. And then when you guys got Warren Sapp and then Tony Dungy, that's when you guys started getting good.
Yeah,
And then you
once
got
D. Brooks.
John Gruden, who inherited a Tony Dungy team and just so happened to play against a Raiders team that he knew inside and out.
That part I ain't worried about. People keep saying that shit, but it's like that's up to the Raiders organization to switch what the fuck they had going on.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely their fault.
Like people keep saying that shit, like, "Oh my god, he knew them." So that's on them. What the fuck?
Well, no, I understand that. I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you in that.
Yeah, like
How do you
what
not
the hell?
change your entire scheme against the guy who ran your entire scheme the year prior?
I don't know. They just did a bunch of dumbass shit, bro. They had Jerry and Randy Moss.
Not on the same team. They had Randy and Tim Brown at that point.
I'm saying
I mean, 2 Hall of Famers on the team. Yeah,
it don't fucking matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like whoever they
but
fucking
yeah,
had.
remember you guys had during that 03 run. You guys had
We had
you had John Lynch
everybody.
as the safety. You
John
had
Lynch, Simeon Rice, Rondé.
yeah, I was
We
saying you
had
had Rondé
fucking
Barber,
Derrick Brooks. Goddamn
Stat. You guys had a defense.
fuck, I forgot a bunch of these guys' names. What's my man name at safety? He was the MVP. Fuck.
Wasn't Lynch, right?
No, it was a strong safety.
Alexa, who is the Super Bowl MVP in 2003?
The 2003 Super Bowl MVP was Tampa Bay Buccaneers safety Dexter Jackson.
Dexter
Jackson, thank you. I'm telling you, bro.
He's the one. He's the one that had that pick six at the end of the game.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like we had a really good team, but like I said, at the same time, like that's like.
But like after that, like you said, you had to run a very bad football.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of good players, a lot of good team. Like you know what I mean. A lot of good teams just had like
it just wasn't meshing.
No. We had a shit quarterback for fucking 10 years. We had 2 bad quarterbacks for 10 years. And I knew
you had Josh Freeman.
We had Josh Freeman for 5 years. Then we had Jameis Winston for 5 years.
I thought
we had Mike Glennon and Josh McCown.
I completely forgot about Mike Glennon.
Yeah, we had Mike Glennon and Josh McCown.
Motherfucker.
Josh McCown was a starter though. And he got hurt. Yeah, that was the year before Jameis. And that's when fucking Mike Evans went off. He had an amazing rookie year with those 2 guys. He had an amazing rookie year. So, all right. Man. Still had 1,000 yards. I mean, hey man, Jameis sucks.
Shit. D-Hop had 1,000 yards of crap quarterback play in Houston. So, see that to me is one of those.
He had a JJ Watt though. Like he had JJ Watt in his prime.
JJ Watt doesn't play offense.
Yeah, but he gets them the ball.
That's fine. He still doesn't play offense.
He still gets them the ball though, and he does play offense.
I'm saying.
He did play offense.
In my opinion, the moniker of a really good receiver is a receiver who can do it, whether or not his quarterback is any good. Mike Evans is in that category. He's definitely in that category because he played with shit quarterbacks and was still producing numbers
consistently.
You know, D-Hop did the same thing
since he was in high school. He's had 1,000 yards since he was in high school. He's been in the league going into 10 years, bro.
Did he get 1,000 yards this year, or is his streak over?
You know, he got 1,000 yards this year as well. And he did it in 16 games.
Good for him.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Chris Godwin and Mike had 1,000 this year. That's what I mean.
Both of them did?
Yes, and Chris Godwin had 100 touches. Like, y'all are not understanding what I was going through. He was 3 yards. He was 3 catches away from breaking Keyshawn's record, bro. I was so fucking
Godwin?
Yes!
Alexa, how many receptions did Chris Godwin have for the Tampa Bay Bucks this year?
Chris Godwin had 104 receptions.
January 16th, Chris Godwin had 10 receptions for 85 yards and the Buccaneers lost to the Cowboys.
God, he had 10 in the fuck. Okay, that's not what I asked, but okay.
He had
104.
104.
Fucking A.
Keyshawn's record is 107. I'm telling you,
How
he
has
went
Mike Evans
off.
got past that point?
Well, because Mike Evans doesn't get receptions. Chris Godwin gets them because of spillover.
What, Evans is more like the big play guy?
Yes, Chris Godwin's more in the slot. He goes out to the outside if you need to, but Chris Godwin's mainly in the slot, bro.
Huh.
Brady loves the slot. He gonna get that motherfucker to the slot and tight end more than he gonna get everybody else.
That's
Everybody know that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people are understanding. That's why I said, like, the Bucks, like, we were a good team. We just had no offensive linemen. Like, the stats prove it. Like, that's pretty much what I'm saying.
So then, is it because of the fact you didn't have offensive linemen that your run game or your running backs were bad this year?
I mean, all right, let's just say it like this. Well, to answer your question directly, yes. And the reason why I say yes, granted, a better offensive-minded offensive coordinator would have figured that shit the fuck out. That was another problem for us. That was another problem for us. You see what I'm saying? Like, what I called on our Super Bowl run literally came out this year. Like, it came out. BA wasn't there to defuse it. I said this shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't you say that
lost,
as soon as BA left, it was going to be a problem?
Bro, I tried to I said this shit when we lost to Kansas City our fucking year we went to Super Bowl in 2020.
You've been saying Byron Leftwich got to go for a while.
And people, like, when I talk to my people on Twitter, my Bucks fans and shit on Twitter, they love Byron Leftwich. And I'm like, what the fuck do y'all see? Like, what the fuck do y'all see? This shit looks like another game that we were going to talk about, or we're going to talk about in a minute. We knew what the fuck it is. Run on first down. Let's try to play action. No, that doesn't work. All right, let's throw it to Chris Godwin. Okay, Chris Godwin gets the first down.
Very basic pedestrian style play calling.
Exactly, and I fucking hated every goddamn snap. I promise you, I sat right there every goddamn game. The only game I enjoyed with Byron Leftwich as the goddamn coach was the Seattle game in Munich. And the only reason why was the fucking fans. The fans in the goddamn crowd. The environment. All of that shit. But as far as the game itself, that shit was dumb. Why the fuck would you run the same goddamn play twice when you got Tom Brady 40 fucking 7 years old, 46 years old, that wide
45.
receiver? Come on, dude. You know what I'm doing. You got this old guy here at receiver. Come on, man. Like, when it didn't work the first time, I mean, bro, like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Like, there was nobody on the team to be like, all right, it's a safety over there now.
Haven't we learned from the first time Brady went out for a pass in the Super Bowl against the Eagles that shit wasn't going to ever work again?
Well, I mean, look who threw the fucking ball.
It's besides the point, isn't it?
No, it's not. That makes a point. Because look who threw the ball for both of those goddamn passes. Leonard Fournette overthrew the fuck out. Well, he didn't overthrow Tom. It wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? It wasn't that bad.
It hit his hands.
That's what I said. It wasn't that bad of a pass. The only thing was he threw that shit late.
Receiver?
He threw it late.
Hit your hands, you bring the shit in.
Nah, Tom was on his way down. You see what I'm saying? He jumped and he was on his way down. Leonard threw that shit late as hell.
Tripped over himself.
He was on his way down. That's what I mean. The pass was late. It was late. But I wouldn't have threw that motherfucker. Like, that was just dumb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would you run that shit? You know what I mean? Like let's do some shit. Like, you trying to do.
Well, first of all, why would you run it? Because, to be honest, there's all the potential in the world for a safety to just come over the top and lay him the fuck out.
Yeah, but the first time they ran it right before, Tom was butt naked.
Yeah,
he was butt naked. Like, Leonard could have threw it to him then, but he didn't even look. And that's the problem I be having with a lot of these guys. You got no fucking vision. You got no fucking. That's why I'm like, what happened to the Leonard Fournette that used to bury guys in LSU? What happened to him? Like, what happened to the guy that used to stiff somebody so goddamn hard that their parents feel that shit in their neck? Like, what happened to that guy? I'm kind of confused. You won a Super Bowl ring. Did you get comfortable? That's what I feel like is going on. I feel like
Sometimes that shit happens, bro.
I
Sometimes you
think
win a
no,
Super
it don't.
Bowl and you get
Sometimes shit happen.
comfortable.
That's what happened 2021 for sure. For sure. Everybody got comfortable on that team. You could see it in Tom's face. Like, you could see in how he was talking. That's probably why he's retiring again. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised he come back. I'm dead serious.
He's gonna
I
Brett Favre
really,
this shit.
bro, I swear to you, I wouldn't be surprised he did that shit for the simple fact of, like, he was saying that shit the whole time. They were saying that shit in press conferences, like people still think about old games and things like that. Like, you had a lot of players that was rookies or young players still thinking about the goddamn Super Bowl. This shit was 2 years ago. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why I feel like a lot of fucking shit. That's kind of what happened with a lot of players. Like, they get rid of players and they try to bring them back, like Tyler Johnson, and that shit didn't even work out. I don't even think he's suited up. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what the fuck they're doing. They get rid of Jalen Darden. He's our fucking kick return specialist to bring in Thompson. Granted, Thompson's solid, but you should have just kept him from the fucking beginning with Darden, and we could have a two-pronged fucking attack. I love Scotty, but Scotty, bro, he really saved us 2 games. The Munich game and the Saints game. You know what I mean?
And then he was nowhere to be found.
He was nowhere the fuck to be found. So it's like, it was a lot of that. It's a lot of Byron, like, not utilizing all of these weapons and talent that he has. And that's the shit that, like, makes it fucking trash, bro. Like, you make people look
I found it. I found the segue. Speaking of trash, Eli Apple proved that he is trash.
I didn't get to watch the game.
Oh, I called this one too. I said I would not be surprised if somebody like McCole Hardman or Valdez Scantling cooks his ass all goddamn game. And what happened? Valdez Scantling cooked his ass for 10 receptions. Or how many? I know it was over 100 yards. Alexa, how many yards did Marquez Valdez Scantling have in this last game?
Last Sunday, January 29th, Marquez Valdez-Scantling had 116 receiving yards in the
Shit.
game of the Bengals.
116 yards.
Shit.
Alexa, how many receptions did Marquez Valdez Scantling have this last Sunday?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Anyways, 116 yards. I'm pretty sure it was about 10 receptions, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Eli Apple got cooked big time. He's absolute dog shit. He should never ever be considered a corner one. Ever in his entire career.
That's a stretch.
You know, so he's done. Matter of fact, I think the Bengals will cut his ass or trade him or do whatever. I do not see Eli Apple in a Bengals. Eli Apple got cooked so bad this last game that his mom deleted her Twitter. That's how bad he got.
Was he the sole reason that he left? They lost? I wouldn't cut him because a guy had a very good game against a prolific quarterback.
There were two reasons why the Bengals lost.
Right.
Eli Apple and the Zebras.
Bro, it'd have been different if they lost to the fucking Jaguars or lost to, like, the fucking Raiders or the Broncos. I'll be with you. All right, get rid of Eli at that point. But come on, bro.
You getting cooked by a wide receiver too, bro? Come on now.
I'm not hearing that. That's not the problem. Pat Mahomes is throwing the ball. It don't matter who the fuck ever receiver.
On a bad ankle?
Dog. Pat Mahomes played baseball. He can throw on one foot. It don't fucking matter.
That's 100% fair.
This
Inaccurate.
Pat don't need both feet, man. Like, what is people forgetting? This is not Tom Brady.
To be honest, Pat
Mahomes
can be stationary and still throw the fucking ball 60, 70 yards.
Dog, he's 25 years old. He's still got all his youth, bro. He's still doing everything. He's doing everything. He's trying everything, dog. there was absolutely nothing Eli Apple could do. You kind of got to give that man credit
No,
on the other side of the field, man.
Eli,
Like I
Eli
hear what you're
Apple had been
saying, but
get.
come on,
That's the
it's
thing.
Pat
Eli Apple
Mahomes.
had been getting cooked before he fucking played the
Nah, bro, I'm
Pat
not.
Mahomes.
Nah, come on, dog. That's why I had to rephrase and say I had to take the Jaguars off the table because Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback. Is a better quarter. Personally, I think he's a better traditional quarterback than Pat Mahomes, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh,
Yep,
talk about a hot take.
you can call it hot if you want to, but I mean, this is Trevor's first year with a real coach, and he went to the fucking playoffs, and he came back from down 30 points.
Won the division.
The playoff game, he was down 30 fucking points, and he came back and won.
Yep.
Like, Pat Mahomes ain't never do that. He was down 24 against the Texans, and they came back and won when they won.
But that's the fucking Texans.
No, it was the Texans with Deshaun and D-Hop.
Oh, that was his first year. That was the MVP year.
That's my point.
Oh. I thought we were talking about this year.
Oh, no. I thought that was his second year when he did that. He was down Texas, D-Hop.
First year as a starter.
Okay, there we go. All right, yeah. I frame it the same way, but when you
Because his rookie year,
rookie
he
year,
sat
he was
behind Alex Smith.
Yeah. My bad. I just pulled the same shit, but I think of it the same way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No,
yeah.
First year as a starter, technically that's a
But
rookie
that's what I'm
year.
saying. But that's what I'm saying though. Like, you know what I mean? It's a different dynamic. It's like Eli Apple, bro, he got cooked. Granted.
He gets cooked everywhere he goes.
Dog, like
that's
you
why
kind of got
a journeyman corner.
I mean, look at the teams he journeyed to. Are they really good teams like that?
He's been a flash in the pan everywhere. He has a couple of good games, and teams, pay him like, oh man, he's actually got some skill. And then when they actually pay him, he fucking sucks.
Bro, he don't suck. The teams he owns don't
Eli
have anybody else.
Eli Apple got cooked this year. He got cooked last year in the Super Bowl and in the AFC Championship game.
Okay, Jalen Ramsey had his face in the turf.
I was gonna say Jalen Ramsey got cooked too, but we're only talking about Eli Apple right now.
I got that, but I'm saying you making it seem like this man's terrible. Everybody
He is terrible.
Bro. That man is not terrible, bro. He is not.
Pete Cheeks.
I can name 3 DBs on your team that's sorrier than him.
We're not talking about my team. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you making it seem like his man can't start.
Eli Apple is at best a nickel corner.
Oh, fuck no.
At best.
Oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. Hell no.
That means
fuck no.
CB3, son.
Fuck no.
Yep.
Hell no. That's disrespectful as hell.
Go look at
I ain't going to those
Alexa,
stats. Like, look
what's
who they
Eli
play.
Apple's Pro Football Focus grade?
Jesus Christ.
Apple has garnered a 68.5 rating from Pro Football Focus on the season, which places him in the above average category.
Above average? That ain't a CB1.
Dog, come on, bro. Above average is CB1 for sure. It's not Jalen Ramsey, but it's not motherfucking the sorriest guy in the league.
Eli Apple isn't even a top 20 corner.
Dog, like, yes, statistically, I get you. But again, he's a scheme corner. Look at all of the teams he journeyed to. They were sorry as fuck outside the Bengals.
I'm not going to make excuses for this, man.
I'm not making excuses either, but if you got half a field.
As much shit as he talks, you would think that he was a corner one, but he's one of those guys that talks so much shit to the detriment of his team because the other team knows, all right, you want to talk shit? I'm about to fucking cook your ass all game long. And it happens every time. As soon as Eli Apple opens his fucking mouth, he gets cooked. And it's noticeable because when he's quiet, it's kind of under the radar he's getting cooked. Nobody's really paying attention to it. But then when he starts opening his mouth and then he's getting cooked, then it's like, all right, bro. Now you need to just shut up.
He's talking shit to the best players in the world.
That's where you need to shut the fuck up before you start talking.
No, I would talk shit.
I understand having confidence and everything else like that, but you need to be a little self-aware.
It's a challenge. That's all it is. I mean,
challenge my ass. He needs to have.
I don't know, man. Hey, look, I don't
He
know.
ain't
I
that good to be
seriously
talking that much
think
shit.
you think your DBs are better than him.
I
And
never
that's
said that.
you. I know,
I
but
never said that.
the
Not
way you're
once.
talking, like he's
Not
sorry.
once.
You're
Not
saying
once
he's
did
a
I ever say
nickel
that.
corner, a nickel. Do you know
Yes.
a nickel
Yes.
fucking corner, bro?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely not. Like I said, he would
Alongside
definitely start on the Niners right now.
alongside 3 of the 4 DBs on the fucking 49ers. He's no better than a nickel corner.
Nah, bro.
No
No,
better than a nickel corner.
absolutely not. That's what I'm like. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. Hell
Ass.
no.
Ass cheek.
Hell fuck no. I'm not saying he's a world beater, bro, but no. Hell no.
He's not even a fucking
He
turf
played
beater.
for the
He is
fucking Giants,
ass.
and they were sorry.
Eli
Like, you
Apple's ass.
cannot criticize somebody on that sorry ass Giants team from 3 years ago, bro. Them boys was dirt. There
He
is
wasn't
no
on the team
way.
3 years ago. He wasn't on the Giants
2,
3
3
years
years.
ago.
Well, how long has it been? How long has it been? 4?
Alexa, how many years has Eli
Eli-
Apple been in the league?
From FoxNews.com.
He got drafted to the fucking Eagles. I mean, the fucking.
He's
what's
been
his
in
name?
he's been in the NFL for 6 years, and he's been on 4 different teams.
Yeah, that's my point.
Ass!
That's not ass, bro.
He couldn't cut it in a Giants uniform. He couldn't
Oh
cut
my
it with the.
God.
Who else did? Alexa, who has Eli Apple played for?
Don't worry, I'm already pulling it up.
From FestLonger.com. Eli Apple is a professional player who plays cornerback for the New York Giants as number 24.
Okay,
I'm already on it, bro.
I know.
So here's the team.
Giants.
He got drafted to the Giants. He played on the Giants 3 years. Them motherfuckers sucked, bro. Like they sucked.
He played on the Giants for 3 years. Played on the Saints for 1. Couldn't cut it with the
2
Saints.
years. He played with the Saints 2 years. They sucked.
And then he played with the Bengals this year and last year.
He played with the Panthers in 2020. They sucked. Like, come on, man.
So he's played for 4 different teams. This is what I'm trying to say. 4 different teams in the 6 years that he's been here. He's ass. He hasn't been good enough to be able to. There's a reason why they got him. When you get a corner, especially a high draft pick or everything, or you supposedly get a cornerback 1, you have it with the full extent that he's going to lead that locker room and be a difference maker on your fucking team. There is a reason why he keeps getting cut, because he's not the difference maker that people think that he was. These teams went and signed him going, oh, we might, he was a high draft pick, all that. That's literally the only thing that he has back to fall back on, that he was a high draft pick. That's it.
Let me destroy your point right now. Darius Slay right now for the Eagles.
10 times better than Eli Apple.
I did not say compare them. I'm saying Darius Slay right now for the Eagles, right?
Right.
Nice. Amazing, right?
Uh-huh.
Amazing player.
Yep.
When I first met Darius Slay, he was a Detroit Lion, and they were fucking terrible.
But he was the best player on that fucking defense.
My point. Name the other corner.
The other corner who, on the Lions?
Yeah, name the other corner.
Because you can't.
That's my point. This is
a very different team. This is the Detroit Lions. Okay, listen to your argument here.
No, that's not. Because the Giants in 2016
and everything, because they needed to be. They're like, fuck, we can't trade anybody else to get to a high draft pick to be able to do. Shit, we're gonna have to let go. We're gonna have to let go of Darius Slay, and people torch the Detroit Lions for doing that.
Yeah, because of his talent. My point of saying that is, you have one corner on an all-time shit defensive backfield. All-time shit. You got one guy. Darius Slay numbers, he's nice, but Darius Slay numbers
has only played for 2 teams.
Look, again,
one shit team that had no other choice but to trade him, and now he's forever going to be an Eagle for the rest of his career.
Using the numbers of teams, but you're not looking at the team. Like you're saying, oh, he's bounced around. They would have just kept him. No, they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have, because at the same time, they needed assets. When you have a high draft pick and you could trade him to get multiple players, you fill gaps. That's my point. So my point is saying, bringing Darius up, Darius left and went to the Eagles. Darius on the Eagles, they got Bradbury. They got Bradbury from the fucking Panthers. And they got motherfucking goddamn Gardner from the goddamn Saints to help him. Because if Darius Slay could do it by himself, they wouldn't have got them 2 other guys. Like that's my point.
No, that's not true.
How is that not true?
No, Kay, you act like one DB is going to do the whole thing. Even Jalen Ramsey couldn't do it all by himself. Even fucking Darrelle Revis,
That's not
as
true.
much of an island as he was, couldn't do it all by himself. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You sit here and think that an individual person is literally going to make the entire difference for an entire defense. No, that's never, ever been the case. In the game of football, not one person can do it on their own on either side of the ball. You need all 11 guys.
Keep talking.
So what? It's Darius Slay's fault that the Eagles actually got smart and decided, hey, you know what?
Let's go.
Let's add 2 more lockdown corners with this lockdown corner.
Keep going.
Really have a shutdown defense.
Keep going. Yes, what I'm talking about. Thank you. Now switch Darius Slay name with Eli Apple and see if the fucking Bengals got that same situation.
No, Eli Apple's
That's my point. That is my goddamn point, Josh.
Eli Apple
they don't have the DBs.
Corner.
They don't have the DBs,
this is
bro.
You telling me that Eli Apple is a lockdown corner?
No, I'm telling you that he has no assistants. He has no assistants
or not. Assistants or not.
You just proved my point, and now you're contradicting yourself.
How, Kay?
You just sat here and
How
said,
am I contradicting myself? You literally just said Darius Slay is 10 times better than Eli Apple.
Yep.
We can't make this comparison with Darius Slay and Eli fucking Apple.
Again, you're going only on talent. I'm talking about player in a scheme. One guy can't do it all. He needs help.
No.
He needs help.
Look,
name the other guys.
So here, this.
The Bengals defense is just like the Niners defense.
Hold on. Before you start slandering shit and talking out of your ass here, hold on.
I'm not talking out my ass.
Hold on. Scheme or not, the difference between Darius Slay when he was individual in Detroit, when he was by himself, his numbers proved that he was a lockdown corner. He was not the reason why that defense wasn't successful. Jalen Ramsey, same thing. When he was in Jacksonville and when he came to LA, the only guy there, his numbers, he was still the lockdown guy. Because anytime that they threw his way, he was either going to pick it, bat the ball down. The QBR rating against them was always shit. Eli Apple, even by himself, when they target his way, he is ass. He has always been ass since he was in New York.
And New York was good, right?
Not when he was there.
No, not at all. They were fucking terrible.
You're literally supporting my argument right now.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
What did I just say?
Eli Apple's numbers. Let's go ahead and read them off.
Let's read his numbers.
I'm just going to Giants. When he played with the Giants, he played a total of 30 games. That's 3 years. He played 30 games. Let's go. Tackles, he had 104.
104 tackles in 30 games?
Yeah.
Ass.
That's ass at a DP?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. I guess. Out of 30 games.
Yep. Ass.
Okay. Seriously?
And if he's making those tackles, that probably means he was targeted his way, and he had to make the tackle.
Josh, you know it's 16. So during 2016 to 2018, it was 16 game seasons. You know that, right?
Yes.
16 to 16.
So he was hurt for most of those 30 games then. And
that's what
that tells me.
That's only 2 years. 30 games is 2 years.
So when you have that high number of tackles, guess what that means? You're getting targeted more than anybody else.
That's or you're the only DB.
Let's take tackles. Take tackles completely out of it. Look at the QBR. Look at his pass breakups and look at his interceptions. That's what I want to see.
I'm on NFL right now, and out of them 3 years, his INTs are he didn't get many. One. He had one out of them 3 years.
One interception in 3 years. Yeah. Okay. Pass breakups.
Breakups, pass defense. Those 3 years. You're looking at 20.
20 pass breakups in 3 years, K?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. What was the QBR against him?
They don't have the QBR right here. I'm on
But
NFL.com.
pass breakups, he had 20 pass breakups in 3 years.
Yeah, it
That's
sounds
not
like they didn't
lockdown,
throw the
okay?
ball that much.
That ain't lockdown at all.
That don't
That's
sound. It
horrible.
sounds like they ain't throwing the ball that much.
No, because
I
the
don't know what the
reason
fuck
why
that
I
sounds
say they
like.
did throw the ball because of the high number of tackles. That's what tells me they threw the ball to him a lot.
I mean,
His receiver
16,
made the
he had
catch and
40
he had to
total.
make the tackle. That's why.
He had 41 total in 2016, 33 solo, and 8 assisted. Second year, he had
33
42.
solo. Okay. So 33 times the receiver made the catch and he had to make the tackle.
Yeah, that could be of various of things, though, bro.
So how many times was he targeted? Does it have there? Because I know that's somewhere there.
No, it's not. NFL.com has the worst shit book, stat book in the world.
I would probably go to Pro Football Focus if I was looking for that.
Yeah, no, that's a whole fucking shit.
Okay, I'm telling you, bro. None of those numbers are impressive.
Look, man, I understand that. What I'm saying is,
He's
I'm
not
saying
locked
is
down.
the team. I'm not saying he is. Like, you're making it seem like that's my argument. Like, I'm not arguing
Well,
for
when
him.
you use
saying he's
Darius
nice.
Slay as a comparative,
Yeah, I used him
type
because
of guy,
he played with the goddamn fucking Detroit Lions, which is the same fucking team as the goddamn Giants in 2016. They were both sorry as a motherfucker, bro. They were kind of competing for the first
Alexa, what was the New York Giants record in 2016?
From StatsCrew.com, the New York Giants of the National Football League the 2016 season, record of 11 wins and 5 losses.
11 wins and 5 losses, K? That's a
Yeah.
playoff team. What the fuck you talking about?
Them boys sorry as fuck. Fuck them.
Oh, okay. So now this is just hatred for the team. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all that means.
What the fuck? Yes.
Okay. So this is what I'm saying. You're not talking logically about what the actual team was. It's just your hatred for that team is so strong that you'll just say they suck, even when they have 11 wins.
A lot of it is jokes, but again,
you say the 49ers suck even though they had 13 wins this year.
No, y'all fucking suck for real, and you know that. Like, y'all really suck.
But that's what I'm saying. Your hatred is so strong that
it
doesn't matter how many wins that they have, you'll still say they suck.
No. The thing is,
another one.
The thing,
Alexa,
like, no.
New York Giants record in 2017.
I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that. Because the thing is, it's like, look, you can go have a fucking good record, but then who you played mattered. Like, who you played mattered. Were those teams under 500? Most of the teams you guys beat were. So I hear you, but come on, bro. Like,
okay, 11 and 5.
11 and 5. Most of those teams y'all beat was under 500 this year. Like, come on.
Alexa, what it was the NFC East standings in 2016?
In the 2016 regular season,
I already have it. Eagles have 14 and 3.
Hold on. Let me hear this.
I have it in my face, bro.
2016?
Yes, I'm
just
literally
said the Cowboys had 14 wins that season. The Giants had 11. What did the Eagles have? In 2016?
The Eagles were 7 and 9.
7 and 9. And who else in the NFC East that I'm not thinking about?
At 8 and 7, Giants were 11 and 5, and the Cowboys were 13 and 3. That was when that's when Zeke and Dak rookie year.
In 2016, they had 14 wins that season.
13 and 3.
Now we go to the next season. Alexa, what was the New York Giants record in 2017?
Dude, I literally have all of the information around my face. They were 13 and 3. I mean 3 and 13. They were 3 and 13. They were 3 and 13.
Okay, so you just completely showed me that Eli Apple was the weak link to that defense. That's what you just told me. With going off of these, you over here made it seem like those Giants teams were so bad.
They were.
They weren't.
They were.
They weren't. They
Hold
weren't.
on, let's go
Put
back.
Your hatred out of the way. They weren't.
Look, I hate everybody that's not the Bucks. So let's get that out there.
They
but
weren't.
as far as hold on, let's
in
pull
2016,
up
I'm sorry, you guys sucked.
Yeah, we had Jameis Winston at the helm.
Okay.
I could have told you that. All right, so now let's go down to Giants fucking goddamn shit. In 2016, they beat the Cowboys by a point. They beat the Saints by 3 points. The Commanders, they lost to them by 2 points.
Give a
They
shit what
lost
the
to the
score
fucking Vikings.
was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Week 1.
Give me
20 to
the New York
19.
Giants roster. How about that? Let me see what other corners that they had on their team.
Holy fuck.
Let me see the roster for them. Preferably the DBs, and I would like to compare the numbers between them.
The DB. So free safety, you had Andrew Adams. You had Landon Collins.
Oh my God. You had Stop it, Ken.
At safety,
You
yeah.
can stop there. You can stop there. You can
At
stop there.
safety.
Landon
At
Collins
safety.
is so much better than Eli Apple. That is exactly the reason why they said, you know what? Eli Apple
Oh
is
my
super
God.
underwhelming. We've got Landon Collins.
Landon
Let's
Collins
get
is
rid of
15 yards back. Landon Collins is 15 yards back. Eli Apple have to react on the guy that's standing directly in front of him. That is not a good comparison, bro.
Okay, who's the other corner?
Jack Rabbit Jenkins.
Oh my God. Eli Apple was by far the worst corner on that team.
Okay.
Come on, Kay.
All right. So looking at
If
the
you're going to make an
numbers,
argument about a player, at least know who he played with.
if you look at it, Landon Collins had the best stats.
Yep. Knew that. You didn't have to tell me.
Jack Rabbit had more targets. They threw it to Jack Rabbit more than they threw it to Eli Apple. So,
And what were his stats? What were his pass breakups and INTs?
I'm looking for that. It say interceptions is 3.
So he had more interceptions in 2016 than Eli had. Eli Apple
and
had.
Eli Apple had 2 fumble recoveries. So they both had 2. They had 3 turnovers. They both had 3 turnovers. So they both had 3 turnovers.
Fumble recovery. He's not the one who forced it.
I mean, it wasn't Jackrabbit because they would have said that shit.
Well, it wasn't whether it was Jackrabbit or not. It was somebody else who did that, and he just picked up the trash. Okay, the more you talk about this, the more you're supporting my argument that Eli Apple is dog
I'm not.
shit.
You just think
dog
that. I don't.
shit.
You're just continue to jump on it like anything I say. Oh, that's another reason. It's like no, bro. It like that's more of a reason.
Out to you, the DBs that were on his team were way better. You went here and talked about like Eli Apple had no help.
Why he, bro?
You made it seem like Eli Apple had no help, and that was the reason why like no, he had 3 other DBs that were better than him. That's why they got rid of his ass. Because he wasn't as good. He was no help to that team.
He was there 3 years. The very next year they went 3-13. It had nothing to do with him. That was when Eli Manning jumped off the goddamn cliff head first.
Like that with Eli Apple underperforming.
Wow.
They drafted him high just to be an underwhelming DB. That's why they got rid of his ass. And then he went to New Orleans, underwhelming DB. That's why they got rid of his ass. If I'm not mistaken, I believe
he had his best years in New Orleans. He had his best years in New Orleans. I just need to let you know that.
He had his best years in New Orleans. What were New Orleans' record at that point?
Couldn't tell you.
And he was with them. He was with them in what, 19 to 20?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Holy fuck! I finally got a good stat book. Ah, come on.
Alexa, New Orleans Saints record in 2019. Drew Brees was still playing too. Alexa, what was the New Orleans Saints record in 2019?
NFC South at 7-10.
That's this year, you dipshit. Alexa, what was the New Orleans Saints record in 2019?
The Saints finished the season first in the NFC South at 13-3.
13-3.
Yeah.
In 2019.
Yeah.
They still had Drew Brees. Drew Brees didn't retire until what, 2020?
Mm-hmm. Got his ass right up out of there.
And Gardner Johnson was on that team.
Okay.
10 times better than Eli.
I don't say 10, but he is better.
I know Kenny Vaccaro was at his peak at the safety spot during that time.
Give me a full stat book instead of this broke down shit.
All I need to know is interceptions, pass breakups, and how many times he was targeted.
Well, I mean, yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
actually, like I said, I'm looking for a full stat book because they don't have them. They just have fucking shit broken down. Mm-mm.
I'm just saying there's a reason why he was a journeyman, because he was never the reason why the defense was any good. He was never the reason why the DB room was any good. He always had guys that were above him that were better. Always. Every
Yeah,
year that he has played, he's always had guys. And then when he landed with the Bengals, they didn't have anybody on the defense or on the DB side of the ball.
all right.
And then when they got Eli Apple,
They
that's
went to
when
the
they
Super
added
Bowl.
Bates. That's when they added Awuzie. And even Bates and Awuzie are
Uzi was
better
drafted.
than he is.
Uzi was drafted, and that's still debatable.
Awuzie was a better corner than Eli Apple as a fucking rookie.
That's debatable.
That's not debatable. You can look the stats too.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate when they say stats because Darrell Revis don't have stats. They want throwing his side of the field.
Exactly. Okay, that's another reason. If they don't
That's my
have
point.
stats,
If they was throwing that
if the
motherfucker to
targets,
Eli's side, everybody would have fucking
if he has
shit,
essentially
bro.
if he has essentially no targets, K, that means people were afraid to throw his way. People are not afraid to throw to Eli Apple.
I didn't say they were. All I'm saying is they weren't throwing that motherfucker over there like that.
I'm just telling you, Eli Apple is not anywhere
Right.
near close to the credit that you were giving him. Not anywhere near close.
I don't know what credit you think I'm giving him. All I'm saying is he need help over there. That's it. Like, it's clear as day he need help over there. The man going out there, he's playing well.
Who are the other DBs on the Cincinnati Bengals right now?
I mean, didn't you just call them? They was their last year's the same two guys.
Awuzie and Bates. Those are one corner and a safety that are 10 times better than him.
Again, you keep
Don't
saying 10
that's what I'm
times.
saying.
I don't
Stop
agree
with
with
that.
that
He needs
at
help.
all.
He has help.
No,
He's
he
just
does
ass.
not. He's not ass, bro.
He's more than ass. He's a nickel corner and barely that.
All right, I guess. I guess, bro. Like, hey, you want to say that, fine, because I'm confused on what the fuck you think about your own goddamn DBs.
I
If
just
he's
told
that
you
bad,
they're just as bad. The 3 out of the 4
he's just as
we
bad.
had were
Them
just
boys
as bad.
worse. Them boys is worse. They getting cooked by motherfuckers that ain't even top guys.
Like
he got cooked by Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, what are you
number
talking
2
about?
guy
Not even
last
top
season.
guys. Hold on. What's your version of not a top receiver?
Oh my God! Anything that the goddamn Texans produced on the field this season, y'all almost lost to the motherfuckers. Y'all
we
lost
did
to the
lose to those
Bears.
motherfuckers.
You did?
Kate,
Okay,
you were just giving this shit, but that being like, we're just as bad as the Texans because we lost to the Texans.
I know. I was being sarcastic, bro.
And by the way, that wasn't because of the passing game. That was because Damian Pierce actually ran all over us that game.
Right, because there's no way you guys get the ball after that.
That's why I say 3 out of the 4 DBs that we have this year, and I leave out Hufanga because he was an all-pro safety this year, and you're
Shout out
not
to fucking both.
you cannot be an all-pro and be ass. Sorry.
You
Your
can
argument
when
is
you have.
debunked on that one.
No, it's
Jimmy
not.
Ward,
It's not
bad.
when you have fucking Bosa. Bosa's making people rush throws. All of these guys are running from Bosa the same way. Ufanga's on the other fucking safety. They're running away from Bosa and they're throwing the fucking ball. Like,
they're throwing deep
happening.
balls that he's batting down and he's intercepting. What do you mean?
That's my point. That is 100% my point. These guys are just trying to get rid of that.
You realize when quarterbacks get rushed quickly, they throw short, quick passes, right?
Not all the time. That's what I'm saying. You said Buddy only had like 5 to 7 interceptions this year,
which is top 10 in the league, K.
That's my point. Out of 17 games, you don't have to throw fucking every one of them have to go sky high.
The highest interception guy was 6, and he had 5.
Okay, was that number 6 on the Patriots? Where did he play?
I actually have that shit. Who's the interception leader?
Yeah, because if he doesn't have Matthew Judon or goddamn Riddick as his pass rusher, then he worked for his.
It's not the dude on the. I don't think it's the Patriots. Hold on, I have the cards right.
For his. Whoever the fuck it is not on the Patriots or the Eagles. He worked for his. But Ufanga, Bro, he was a max benefit of Bosa's fucking year this year, bro.
Here's your top 5 interceptions leader. Minka Fitzpatrick.
Work for every fucking one on the
With
Steelers.
6.
We're done. Like,
CJ
come on.
CJ Gardner Johnson for 6. Worked for everyone, huh? Yeah, with that defensive line? Okay. Justin
He
Simmons.
started on the Saints, bro.
Justin Simmons
What the
was number
hell?
3.
I don't know.
He's the safety for the Broncos.
Okay, thank you. All right, he worked for his too.
Tariq Woolen.
I don't know where
he's 6. He's for the Seattle Seahawks.
He worked for his.
And Jair Alexander. We know who Jair
his.
Alexander is, the corner from the Packers.
All the other guys work for theirs. If you really look at it, like you go Gardner Johnson, he's on the Eagles now. He started on the Saints.
I don't give a shit if he started on the Saints. I'm talking about this year.
I'm talking about this year too, guys. Gardner Johnson got traded mid-year. Gardner Johnson got traded mid-year, bro. He started on the Saints this season. That's what I'm saying to you.
No, he did not.
I'm a fucking Bucks fan, bro. He started this year. We played against him week 2. That's what I'm telling you. He started with the Saints this year. He got traded mid-year.
Alexa, when did CJ Gardner Johnson get traded to the Eagles?
I know that one CJ Gardner Johnson Philadelphia Eagles traded. CJ Gardner Johnson was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles from the New Orleans Saints on Tuesday, August 30th, which occurred on August 30th, 2022.
August 30th, 2020. That's week 1. That's before week 1 or just after week 1.
Bro, it was this year.
So hold on.
Hold on.
I would. That's not mid-year. August 30th is not mid-year, Tay. That's the beginning of the year.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. When was the first game? Because I don't think.
Matter of fact, the first game of the season didn't. Alexa, when was the first game of the season in the NFL this year?
I know I'm going to it.
Game on Thursday, September 8th.
September 8th! Hey, this was before the season even started.
Again, it was this year, regardless of the shit. I said mid-year, wrong. Early year, whatever.
Okay.
It was this year.
He played the whole season with the Eagles, Kay. The whole season he played with the Eagles.
I don't dog. I remember watching that shit on ESPN.
Then you must have been seeing ghosts.
Ghosts, or I just had the date wrong.
CJ Gardner Johnson has been with the Eagles the entire year, Kay.
Okay.
And he had 6. He had 6.
Okay. Alrighty. He was there the whole year. I mean, again, like I said about the whole.
Minka Fitzpatrick had 6. Gardner Johnson had 6. Justin Simmons had 6. Woolen had 6. And literally, Hufanga is literally tied for 5th with 5.
Yeah, and he had Joey Bosa. So if you give Gardner, okay, Gardner had motherfucking Eagles. Okay, cool. Again, like I said to you, the man was traded this year. I got the date wrong, whatever.
He was traded this year, but he played the whole season with the Eagles.
Again, same thing is with Hufanga, bro. When you have a dynamic defense, bro, that's what happened. Fuck it. Like, I'm telling you, whatever.
Your hatred is so strong for the team.
How is my hatred strong, bro? When I literally been saying this all year. I've been saying Bosa's playing out of his fucking mind. He is getting everybody else fucking money. I've been saying that the whole time.
You can make that argument for all 5 of the guys that have got the interceptions this year.
How? What? Hold on. TJ Watt was hurt a few games this year. There was no way Minka fucking goddamn.
You had TJ Watt and Cameron Hayward. You forget Cameron Hayward's on that team.
Cam Hayward had a good year this year?
Yes, he did.
You think so?
CJ Gardner Johnson. He's dealt with an Eagles defensive line. Yes. Yes.
Right.
Literally, TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, and Cameron Hayward were the highlight of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense this year. Justin Simmons. He's a safety. Justin Simmons has always been an all-pro set. He's been good since he got into the league.
I said he earned his in Seattle because you already know.
Tariq Woolen in Seattle with the you can make that argument. He earned that.
Yeah.
But Jair Alexander with 5, and then again you got 6, 7. You got what is it?
Didn't he get 2 against the fucking Vikings?
Who, Alexander?
Yeah. Didn't he get 2 picks against the Vikings? Or some shit like
Kirk Cousins? Yeah. Okay. Is that supposed to impress me?
I didn't say nothing about impression. I'm just trying to place down how all this shit was. I was just asking a question.
Yeah,
Was just more the
look,
fact of
I look at it
look,
this way.
all
You
right, cool.
have who? What?
I mean, all I'm saying is that's fine and all. But again, I'm not going with the whole Steelers situation because the Steelers aren't the Steelers anymore. Like we both know that. Like
No,
they're not the
I
same team.
understand that, but what I'm
And
saying
at the
is
same time,
you're trying to make the argument because of a dynamic defensive line. That's why a person got picks.
that's why I said
You can
Ufanga got
make
picked
that
for sure.
argument with these guys that are on this list.
No, sir.
Yes, you can, Kay.
No,
The
sir.
only reason why you don't
No, sir.
want to is because we're talking about the
No,
49ers.
no.
That's why.
No, I'm not. I'm not that person. That's what I keep trying to get you to
Oh,
understand. I hate
okay.
your team.
Okay,
I hate
okay.
your team.
We're
I
gonna
have
end. We can
look.
end the show right here with that
I mean,
bullshit.
if
Jesus
you
Christ.
feel like that, you just want me to agree with this shit because yes, I hate the
It's
Niners. Yes, I
yeah.
hate certain teams, but at the same exact time, I give you motherfuckers credit when you deserve credit. I gave you credit for Fred Warner. I gave you
Hufunga.
credit for fucking
Okay,
Bosa.
okay. You
I'm
can
not
go.
gonna give you credit for him because
Here's the
your
problem.
DBs
Okay.
fucking suck.
Here's the problem that I have with it. The problem that I have with it, and this has actually been under your own admission, you don't watch the team like I do. You
Yeah,
don't watch the 49. If
yeah.
anything,
Most of
you
the time
don't
we're playing
watch the
too.
team close. That's why I'm saying
Show me
your
all of
whole
Ufunga
assessment
interceptions
on
this
how
season.
Hufunga got the interceptions that he got and has done the things that he done
Holy fuck.
because of Nick Bosa, just Nick Bosa. That's the reason why it's complete outright false, K. It is
How
false. It is
that
not
man went on a
true.
fucking tear this year, dog. Like, what are you
Yeah, he
talking
was on
about?
a tear, but he is not the only reason why Hufunga got the things that he
Ufunga's
got. He's a
interceptions for the
safety.
San
How
Francisco
much does he
49ers.
really benefit from Bosa doing his thing? If he's a corner, I can understand, but a
All right.
safety dropping back? Come on, Kay. That's why I say 3 out of the 4 DBs that we had, and I
Hey,
say
what's the
that
guy's
because
first
Hufunga
name?
is a fucking all-pro safety this year.
What's the
You
guy's
don't
first name?
make all-pro by being a scrub. You don't make
Mm,
all-pro by benefiting off other people solely.
you
Don't.
can make a
You
case for a
don't.
lot of
The
motherfuckers for
only
that.
reason why you make a Pro Bowl, or not a Pro Bowl, the only reason why you make all-pro is if you're actually good at your position.
What is this
Out
guy's
of
name?
all the other safeties in the NFC, and actually, no, all pro, this is all the NFL. Out of all the other safeties in the NFL, he makes the all pro list. That means he's good, Kay. That means he's actually worth the shit.
Or they have a fucking bias for the 49ers. Like, holy
Hey, there
shit.
has never been a bias for the 49ers. Sorry. This is like
Where?
the first few
What?
years that they've
We
actually
literally
had some
started the
sort of
episode.
bias because that
Oh
East
my
Coast
God.
bias is real.
Oh
That
God.
East Coast bias is straight real.
Oh God. Oh
It is
God.
always it hasn't
Hey,
been
what is
until
this guy's
literally the
name?
last 2-3 years that people have been giving the 49ers any sort of credit whatsoever. That has
Oh
literally
wow.
been the case, and you can't tell me otherwise because I've
Ufunga.
literally been watching this fucking team my whole life. Even when they made the Super Bowl with Kaepernick and everything, and they had Harbaugh and all that shit, they still weren't giving the team the love. They literally did not give them any sort of love or any sort of benefit of the doubt of being a playoff
Well,
team until the last 2-3 years. That's been the fact about the whole thing. So I give you 3 out of the 4 DBs. Yes, they're not good. Jimmy Ward played like shit this year. He wasn't even top 20 in safeties this year. Our DB room, I mean, Verrett, he was gone very early. He hadn't played the whole time. Tre'Davious Ward, he was supposed to be the guy that we got from KC that was supposed to be that guy at the cornerback position. He's gotten cooked more than damn near any other corner.
well, that hold on. That's one. Motherfucking goddamn quarterback literally got hit as he threw. That was his first one. Justin Fields. He got hit. That one was a very fucking. That was a good read by him against the Rams on that screenplay. That was a good read.
By
Matthew
who?
Stafford threw that shit lazy as fuck. I'm looking at all 5 of Ufanga's picks right now. All right,
Okay.
Bosa was right in his motherfucking lap and Pat Mahomes' lap when he threw that shit. He was right in his lap, so that's 2 in his lap. He had 1 where he read a screen. And
another
Buddy
beat.
tipped that
There's
shit.
two other
that
ones that
wasn't
I know.
that wasn't even his motherfucking play. Just like you said that Buddy tipped it.
He pulled the fucking Palomalu almost and just grabbed that shit before it even hit the ground.
Herbert threw that shit directly to him. He had nothing to do with that. He had nothing to do with that. I don't even think that was Herbert. I think that was Herbert. Come on, bro. Like he had one where he read it, the screen. He had one where he read it. I literally just watched every one. This is a 49ers channel. This is a 49ers channel, bro.
Okay. If any of what you are saying is true, he wouldn't have made the All-Pro league, the All-Pro team. First team All-Pro.
Or
he wouldn't have.
You guys get a lot of bias. It's
bullshit.
not no
Bullshit.
East Coast shit no more. None of that shit is rocking no more.
It's such bullshit with the bias, K.
Okay.
That's bullshit with the bias. Maybe on the West Coast, sure, but overall, no.
And I'm saying, okay, and I don't know where you're getting this East Coast bias thing from. Who are they giving bias to? Tom is not in the Patriots no more, so that shit's over with. The East Coast bias thing is not the same no more.
Yeah, but there have always been an East Coast bias.
With who? Who are they being biased to this year? With this year?
They were They even had a bias this year with the goddamn Giants.
Where their motherfuckers played hard for
the entire
Daboll.
East Coast thinks Danny Dimes is worth a shit. I'm sorry, that's East Coast bias. If I have
the man had a good season. Why?
Oh, Danny Dimes is ass. You have one good season. That
oh my god, bro!
Nope.
All right, so let me ask you this: out of them 5 years, name one good receiver he had. Out of 5 years, he was there 5 years.
He's been in the league for 5.
He's been in the league for 5. Name one good receiver he had.
Didn't he have? He did not have Odell his first 2.
He definitely did not because Odell was gone. Odell was gone in 2018.
And really,
Odell was gone 2017, if I'm not mistaken. That was the year they fucking because we just looked at the shit 3-13.
Odell went to Odell. No, Odell had been on the Giants until he went with the Rams last year.
No, Odell was in Cleveland for 2 years, bro. You kind of
oh shit, that's right. He was for the fucking Cleveland. You know what I mean on that.
Hey, bro, I seriously think you just completely deleted.
When did Odell Beckham Jr. go with the Cleveland Browns?
It might have been 2018, but
Odell Beckham Jr. was traded to the Browns in 2019.
2019.
Okay, so yeah, he was that 1 year with Danny Dimes then.
He had 1 year with Danny Dimes.
Oh, that was the year he tore his fucking ACL.
But then the
year he tore his ACL. That was the year he tore his ACL because he tore his ACL first in the Giants. He tore his ACL first with the Giants, and then he re-tore it.
But listen to what I'm. And this actually hold on. This actually proves the whole East Coast bias thing. This is what I say.
Oh, please.
You're saying who did he have to throw to? Exactly. He didn't really have anybody to throw to, and he hadn't been performing. And yet, for some reason, matter of fact, I believe he led the league in interceptions at one point. Yet they were still calling him Danny Dimes. Everyone was all impressed.
Sarcasm.
Did you see that Daniel Jones run? Yeah, the one that he tripped over himself. Yeah, okay.
That's a good run.
One good fucking run.
That's it. That's all everybody was giving credit for. That was it. Like no one said he controlled. Nah, bro. Like that's all you got.
On that,
you have no receivers. You have Saquon.
He had no receivers. He had Kadarius Toney. He's been just fine in Kansas City.
Tell me when you've seen him play for the Giants. I don't even remember him playing for the Giants. I know he was on the team. I don't remember seeing him on the field. Like
that's because, but that's because Danny Dimes couldn't get him the goddamn ball.
Come on.
The only highlight of that and matter of fact,
he only played like 3 games in Kansas City.
The only reason this year why the Giants were worth a shit at all was because of Saquon Barkley.
That's unfair.
100% it all fell on Saquon Barkley.
It's true. You're right. But that's unfair because
that's not unfair. No, I'm not making excuses. I'm done making excuses.
I literally had a quarterback that completely negated everything our running back did.
What did Daniel Jones do this year?
He did not throw picks. He didn't lose games. He wasn't out there fucking going negative yards.
Yeah, that's because
throwing a
fucking
shitload of
Saquon
turnovers.
Barkley was running his ass off. I want to see what Daniel Jones' stats
Saquon
were
didn't
this
run.
year.
Saquon didn't run the ball every play. Let's just
Not
go ahead
every
and say
play,
that.
damn near.
Come on. And
He's
Daniel
averaging
Jones
over 20 carries a game.
Daniel Jones definitely had a game over 300 yards this season. So
one game.
hey, look, I don't watch the Giants, so it's like only thing I can know is what came on the screen.
Alexa, what were Daniel Jones' stats this year for the New York Giants?
Daniel Jones, 2023.
No, Alexa, stop. I don't want to hear just Saturday. I want to hear the whole season.
Daniel Jones of the New York Giants 2023 stats.
It would be 2022, wouldn't it?
I mean, the back half of that fucking shit is 23. It'll come up. NFL. You know, that some bitch low. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, the man wasn't terrible. Like, the man wasn't terrible. All right, so this year, he went for 3,000 yards. 3205.
3205.
15 touchdowns and 5 picks. The man did not have a bad year, bro. And then his last year, he only threw 7 picks. His worst year was his rookie year in 2019.
7 picks this year, 5 picks. He had
He's
barely any other opportunities to throw.
He's gotten better each year. He's gotten better each year, bro.
Saquon Barkley's gotten better each year. That's why.
Saquon been hurt for 2 years on the ACL shit.
Yeah, but then he came back this year and dogged everybody.
Okay, well, last year Daniel Jones threw 7
picks. You don't have to throw that many interceptions when you're only giving Saquon Barkley the ball.
The man threw for every year he's been in the league, threw for over 2,000 yards. He had 24-28 last year.
Is that supposed? Okay, just
I would have said
2,500. That's not impressive to me.
You have no receivers, bro. You have no number one.
You had Kadarius Toney.
Dog. All right, let's settle this right now. Kadarius Toney
doing just fine in Kansas City now.
Bro, how many games has he played in Kansas City for real?
He got traded there midseason, just before the break, or just before the trade deadline.
Like, that's why I'm going to his stats right now. Because you keep mentioning this guy because you know he was on the team, but I really don't remember him being at all with the Giants.
Yeah, because there's a reason why Kadarius Toney didn't play, because he was quote unquote injured.
Yeah.
And then when he came back, they traded him to the Chiefs, and all of a sudden he was miraculously cured.
Yeah.
He didn't want to play with Daniel Jones. That was the whole thing. He didn't want to play for that quarterback.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's go to his stats. All right, career. He got drafted 2021. The man played 2 games last season. He played 10 his first year. His first year, he only had 400 motherfucking goddamn yards. He had 39 receptions.
Who else was the receivers of that team?
Oh, I got to go back to that. I went to his specific stats. He had 0 touchdowns until this season, bro. He had his first NFL touchdown with Pat Mahomes.
Oh, they had Slayton. That's who they had. Slayton on the team.
Like, come on, dog. Like, come on, dog.
Hey, you talk all the shit that you want. Slayton was actually good.
I'm talking about they had Sterling Shepard too.
Oh, Sterling.
Like, come on,
okay,
dog.
you have Sterling Shepard, you have DeAndre Slayton, and you had Kadarius Toney, who was a rookie.
And they had Kenny Galladay, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't they sign Kenny Galladay? Yeah. So that's
we're not. First of all, we're not.
They ain't really have nobody.
Kenny Galladay.
Because if I'm not mistaken, what's the name? Galladay didn't he get hurt over there, or he fucking was just a bust or whatever, and they gave him the big ass money.
That's what I'm saying. We're not even going to talk about Galladay, because when he got to the Giants, he was just ass.
And Sterling Shepard definitely got hurt.
Sterling Shepard got hurt, yes.
So come on, Daniel Jones kind of deserves more credit to have like a bunch of 4s and 5s. Like, we literally just named off 4 receivers right now.
This is the type of day where I'm glad that we don't have Corey on, because I feel like he would. I don't give Daniel Jones all that. I'm not high on him like everybody else is. I'm not at all high on him like everybody else is. Because he's not the Saquon Barkley is literally the reason why they are any good. That was the
I'm
whole
not gonna.
reason. He is the entire reason this year. Saquon Barkley, what he was number
Let me look
2
it up.
in rushing yards this year.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many touchdowns. I know he had over 10.
Yeah, he went off.
He had
But like I
13.
said,
He had
at the
13,
exact
12.
same time, he literally, Daniel Jones literally could have fucked the whole year. Like
And
Daniel
as a
Jones
matter of
literally could
fact,
have been
when
5
you
and
get to the playoff,
15.
look at the playoff game. What did Daniel Jones do in the playoff game? He fucked the whole thing.
I don't know. Who did they play
No,
in the
he
playoff?
did.
They played
No,
the
he did.
fucking Eagles.
Yeah, they played the Eagles, but he fucked the whole thing.
Bro, you played the fucking Eagles. Look what the Eagles just did to y'all.
And
What do you mean, and? Y'all lost 2 quarterbacks. At least he stayed healthy.
yeah, he stayed healthy and did
And
what?
they lost by 6. Y'all lost by
But he
fucking
did
20.
what?
Like, what are you talking about?
What did Daniel? Look at the
He
stats for
put up
that
60
playoff
points.
game.
Bro, I'm on NFL.com and it doesn't show. It just shows the score. It only shows the results.
What was the score of that game?
22-16. They barely fucking lost, bro. Y'all got
Saquon
lost. Y'all lost
Barkley
by
had
20.
2 touchdowns that game, and
Oh,
Daniel
Jesus.
Jones on the last
Sweet
drive
baby
threw a pick.
Jesus. Daniel Jones stats in the playoff game.
I was gonna say his playoff game against the Eagles. What did he do?
Shit. No, I'm sorry. That was, I don't know what game I was looking at. This should say 38. Yeah, 38-7. Holy fuck. He had 15 completions, 27 attempts. Not bad. 135. 0 touchdowns. Saquon had 9 carries for 61 yards. They both had regular ass fucking goddamn
He didn't
stats.
have. That's what I'm saying. He didn't have anywhere near close. If he was anywhere near as good as people are trying to give him credit for, he would have done way more than that. But he didn't. He's not good against good teams. He never has been. Never has. Yeah, he can beat the teams you're supposed to beat, but when it comes down to actually beating the teams that are good, he can't do it.
Bro, that's not fair because the man has progressed. He's progressed each year. If you look at his career stats, he's progressed each year that he's been into the league. That's the only thing you can do. And when you, bro, look.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, he went from below average to average. Whoop-de-doo.
Below average. What's below average?
Fucking do.
What's below average for throwing 3,000 yards and 24 touchdowns? How is that below average?
As I say, in his first year?
That's his rookie year. How is that below average? That's decent as fuck for a rookie.
He went from below average. So
now I say below average
you
was
just
next year.
His rookie year, he threw. You said his rookie year was his worst year. How do you progress?
INTs. And he gave the ball away. He's a quarterback. If you give the other team a chance to score,
more touchdowns and more yardage his rookie year than he has ever since.
No, he's threw more yards this year. His touchdown ratio was better this year. His touchdown to
interception ratio.
Right. It's 3-1. It's 3-1 this year. His rookie year, he's basically 2-1. And then fucking goddamn 2020, it was a very bad. He had a very bad year. 2020, he threw 11 touchdowns and 10 picks, and he only had 29-43. And then the next year after that, 2021, he had less stats, but his touchdown ratio got better. But that was for sure Saquon's year he was out.
That doesn't sound like progressing to me.
It does because of yards.
But again,
his yards and his ability to not turn the ball over.
That's from below average to average. At best,
Completion.
He went from average to just above average.
Bro, he's getting better. That's the point was to get better. He's not turning the ball over. Everything else will come.
I was just going to say Saquon Barkley is the only reason why the New York Giants were any worth the shit.
Look, you can pinpoint that because you got dynamic stats to look at.
Saquon Barkley is the reason why his touchdown ratio to interception ratio is probably where it is. He didn't have as many opportunities to actually throw the ball because Saquon was doing his thing.
He has more. This year is his most passing yards he has in his career. He has more attempts this year.
How many of those receiving yards went to Saquon off screens or off,
I don't
check
have
downs
those
or whatever.
stats, bro. I don't have those stats. I will say this: he threw for more completions this year than any other year. So that debunks that first argument. What you're saying?
Again,
I'm telling you,
how much
the man got
better.
Again, you keep saying that, but were the receivers healthy? So if you can only throw it to Saquon because your receivers are not healthy, then that's what the fuck it is, Josh. Like, come on, bro.
But what I'm saying is you can't all of a sudden give him credit when he's throwing checkdowns to a guy that makes it happen after. That's what I'm supposed to see. I want to see Saquon Barkley's receiving stats.
Ufunga literally got a pick on a screen route.
We're not talking about. Stop trying to change the subject.
No, I'm telling you that is a possibility. Even if you're throwing the check down to throw a pick.
What is Saquon Barkley's receptions stats this year?
Jeez.
You have it right there in front of you.
I don't. I was literally looking at Daniel Jones. I don't know if you're thinking I have the whole New York Giants fucking goddamn stat book, but I don't.
I was gonna say I thought you had at least the team right there, and it had their stats next.
Dude,
to it.
I am on NFL.com, and it had Daniel Jones. That was it.
Alexa,
Saquon Barkley.
What were Saquon Barkley's receiving stats this year?
I mean, I could just go to his whole stat line.
Alexa, stop. I don't want to hear about Saturday. I want to hear the whole year.
His whole stat lines.
No, fuck off.
Hey, she said, you better stop talking to me like that, dog.
She turned off.
She said, you better stop talking to me like you crazy. All righty. So rushing, receiving yards. Saquon only had 338, bro.
338.
Yep.
So what did Daniel Jones had? You said this year?
He had 3,400, 32. Hold on, let me go. It's the other one though. I left it open. 3,200.
3,200, 338. Okay, so
he had 2,900 yards that did not go to Saquon.
Okay, so 2,900 yards. Is that supposed to impress me?
What?
Is that supposed to impress me at all?
Come on, if this guy's this sorry, bro.
Saquon Barkley is literally the only reason why fucking Daniel Jones is over 3,000 yards. Literally.
What?
Literally.
What?
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You take away Saquon Barkley's receptions and his reception yards, he's below average. He's under 3,000.
Oh my God, bro. Like you can
his
say that for a lot of different people.
How many receiving touchdowns did he have too?
Saquon, I'm looking at he had 0 reception touchdowns, bro.
0 reception touchdowns?
0.
So you have so he had none of the touchdowns. So you have 15 touchdowns, which is subpar, really. And when you talk about most of the quarterbacks,
no receivers. He had everybody was hurt.
15 touchdowns, which once again is below par when you talk about all of the quarterbacks this year. It's a throwing league. But and again, without Saquon Barkley, he doesn't break 3,000.
Throwing league, but every team's not a throwing team. Y'all aren't a throwing team.
Pedestrian touchdown numbers with pedestrian yards without Saquon Barkley.
Pedestrian yards in a pass air raid league, I guess. He's on a running team. The Giants are a run-first team. And he has 3,000 yards.
Even players who are on run-first teams can break over 3,000 yards passing.
Name one.
Lamar. He didn't do it this year because he got hurt, but that's a run-based team that he consistently throws over 3,000 yards for.
Oh, my sweet baby Jesus, bro.
And you can't tell me he had a great bunch of receivers because he only had Mark Andrews.
Fam. I agree. We don't have receivers. But Lamar himself is a fucking goddamn runner. Like,
yeah,
it's not the same thing.
So Lamar is a runner, so not only is he throwing for over 3,000 yards, he's rushing for over 1,000 yards too.
Yes, and they're not thinking about Lamar's ability to pass first. They're playing the run.
How is that
they're
Lamar's
letting
fault?
These sorry ass receivers run right past
How is that Lamar's fault?
It's who said it was anyone's fault? All
I'm saying if you're doing comparisons.
Compare
he's like you're talking about Lamar Jackson. This is a guy. If he took away the 1,000 receiving yards, he'd probably throw for over 4,000. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The production value is so much better.
I don't agree with that at all.
With so much less.
I don't agree with that shit at all. Like if he didn't run the ball, he would have way less passing yards. Because if Lamar didn't run, What?
I don't
If
think
Lamar didn't run,
I don't think anybody gives Lamar Jackson enough credit for his passing ability.
no,
Because he's one of those guys that I've
no.
consistently seen every single year get better at throwing the football.
I've literally been telling you that since he got in the league, bro. We've been on the show since he's been in the league. I've literally been saying this shit the entire fucking time.
With Lamar?
Yeah, I've been saying Lamar is so underrated as a passer. They don't have no goddamn receivers. I've been saying that the whole time. So
Okay,
my thing is,
so then what are we arguing about with Lamar?
I don't know what you brought him up for.
I used him as an example as
Which was a very
players
bad example.
that don't have a decent receiving core and they could still throw over 1,000 yards. Daniel Jones ain't running for 1,000 yards. His running ability doesn't really scare really anybody.
That's
Like,
my
yeah,
point.
he's fast. Yeah, he can break out when he has the opening.
Point. That is
but
my
ain't
whole
nobody
point.
worried about him running.
That's my point. Lamar's running, and he has Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, and Kenyon Drake now, but he has running backs as well. Like,
okay, so he has running.
Bro. It's
okay,
not
so
the same
you can
thing,
do the
dog.
comparison that he has the running backs and he has his own running ability, but he's still throwing for more than Daniel Jones is, and Daniel Jones doesn't run nearly as much.
Yeah, that's my point. They're not afraid of him running because they can just tee off on him. If Daniel Jones had the same agility or understanding how to be a runner like Lamar, they wouldn't do that, and Daniel Jones' numbers would be more impressive.
I want to see where Daniel Jones was when it comes on the list of where he was at compared to all the quarterbacks.
I don't know.
I don't even think he's top 20.
Team dynamic, man. That's why I don't like stats, because they don't tell you about team dynamic. They don't tell you about any of that shit. Like, they don't give you the other guys that's on his team, like Ricky James.
They tell you at least
would
part
Ricky
of the story.
James start for any other team than the Giants? Would he start for any other team?
Who?
I don't even think he'll start. Ricky James. Ricky James. Richie
James had a pretty decent season this year.
Would he start on any other team? Hell no! Like, come on.
Hold on, I'm trying to think.
He wouldn't start on the Panthers.
I think he wouldn't start actually.
Over who? Over DJ Moore?
He'd be under DJ Moore, but he'd be the number two. Number two is still a starter.
I don't forgot the other guy's name, but no, the fuck he would not start over Buddy either. I don't forgot the other guy's name, but he wouldn't start over him either.
That tells me everything too.
That's why. Again, I don't care about these guys like this. They're not my team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think he'd be a starter on the Bears.
With the Bears, the way the Bears constructed right now?
Yes.
He'd
be at minimum a number 2 on the Bears. Let's see, who else?
I don't know about that. I feel like Claypool probably start over him.
He'd start on the Texans.
Nah, because they still have Brandon Cooks and
that's it. That's all they have over there is Brandon Cooks.
I think who else is over there? Oh, I forgot. Oh, man. I don't know.
What other team? Yeah, shit. Richie James might even start with the fucking Baltimore Ravens. They don't have any goddamn receivers over there either.
Again,
I should
have rephrased. That's why I said I should have rephrased the question to good teams. I should have said good teams.
Good teams. Okay. Well, I was going to say, you just said, would he be able to start on any other team? I just gave you examples.
Again, I said I should have rephrased it.
So on good teams, okay, let's see. Good teams, who are we talking about here?
Let's just do this. All of the teams that came into playoffs from the wild card on. All of the teams that was in the playoffs.
Well, he did technically start for a playoff team in the.
Got that. But
okay. So would he start on the Eagles? No.
Absolutely not.
Would he start on the Niners? No.
Absolutely not.
Would
you might well throw the Bucks in there because that's a guarantee he's not starting for us. It's a guarantee.
Start on the Cowboys.
No. Michael Gallup actually did pretty well this year.
Okay.
When he wasn't, I heard his name a whole fucking lot.
I'll give you that one because I was about to say the only one I can really think of right now for the Cow. I mean, yeah, Gallup's there, but the only
I
one
know
doing
Schultz
really
went
anything was
fucking off against us, but that's
let's
a
see.
tight end.
Who? What are the Chiefs? Yeah, probably not.
Come on, the Vikings. I don't. I don't think so.
Uh,
I don't think
would
so.
he be able to start over Thielen? No, probably not.
See what I'm saying?
Bengals, definitely not. Uh,
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Chargers,
No,
no.
Mike Williams and Keenum.
Jaguars,
Nope. Christian Kirk went stupid this year, and I fucking told you. I fucking told you. I'm so glad you brought him up. I fucking told you. I fucking told you. I fucking told you, dude. I fucking told you, dude. Christian Kirk was gonna be a good addition.
Yeah, but not for good addition, but not for the money they gave him. Not wide receiver one money. Hell no.
Bro. Did you
Hell
not
no.
watch that? Did you not watch that comeback game against the
That's
Chargers?
a comeback game.
Christian Kirk
That he had one. He wasn't
He
the
was fucking
sole
off.
reason about that. Fucking
What?
what's his name? God damn it! Who's the other receiver on the Jags? Not Kirk.
Marvin Lewis.
No, the other guy.
Zay Jones.
Zay Jones.
Yeah. Yeah. So we pretty much just said he not starting with him either.
Basically, the only playoff team that he would start for would be the Giants.
That's my point.
Would he start for the Saints?
They won what, 2 games this year?
It's besides the point. I'm asking. Would he start for the Saints?
No, just based on how they got
Olave.
My ankle, Mike Thomas and Olave.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He might start for the Saints because Michael Thomas is out.
No, Michael Thomas is pulling the Kadarius Toney.
Let's see.
He's pulling the Kadarius Toney. I'm just letting you know that.
Let's see who else.
He gonna end up in the motherfucking Broncos next year. I promise you.
Hold on. Could he start? No, not even for the Jets.
He definitely ain't starting for the Jets.
Because you got Wilson, you got Davis, and you got Moore.
I'm telling you, bro. Look, Daniel Jones deserves a little bit more credit. Like, granted, I'm not saying that the guy's fucking Peyton or anybody in that family.
We completely veered off.
The man is. I mean, again, we start talking about fucking team dynamic and shit like that.
We do that. For the people who are watching, we do this from time to time. We start on the subject and then veer off onto something completely different.
Well, yeah,
we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
I mean, pretty much the point is just like some of these guys. I feel like some of these guys don't get enough credit. Like they're not terrible. They're playing the role on their team and they're doing well. They could literally fucking be the demise of the team, but they're not. Like both of the guys we've been talking about. I don't see how he was. Like that's what I keep saying to you. Like I really don't see it.
I just told you he was getting cooked by Marquez Valdez-Scantling,
bro. And I just told you that was Scantling. That was Pat Mahomes. Like you told me his stats. All you told me is that Pat Mahomes had a very good day on Sunday. That's it. That's all I heard. Like.
Had Eli Apple actually been worth a shit, he would have locked down Valdez-Scantling, and they wouldn't have even been targeting him. But he's not.
I don't.
My whole point. Eli Apple, as much as you want to try and defend him, Eli Apple is not worth CB1 money. He's not CB1. He's not even a CB2. Like I said, he's no better than a nickel corner. At minimum, he's no better than a nickel corner. That's my take on that. Now, when it comes to the actual game between the Chiefs and the Bengals, the one thing that I did really find hilarious, and we talk about the karma, or at least I talked about the karma. What did the Cincinnati mayor go and say? Guess who Travis Kelce went and called out during the trophy presentation? He told the Cincinnati mayor, he went full rock on him. Know your role and shut your mouth.
Well,
the jabroni.
Well, the mayor's last name is Jabroni. That's first off. And
no. Okay.
Hey, look, bro.
For a second, I was like, no fucking way.
It starts with like a J or some shit, right?
No, I
What is
don't
the
think
name
so,
of the
but
mayor
okay.
of Cincinnati?
Well, he ain't gonna be the mayor of Cincinnati much longer.
It's
Did you say that if the
Aftab
Bengals ended up losing, they'd
Purvo.
kick that man out?
I mean, Travis Kelce can say that because he's from Cincinnati, so it's more of like ribbing like that between them two.
No, I don't.
And the guy's name is.
I know he played college ball in Cincinnati, but is he from Cincinnati?
He's from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. So I mean, that's the same area, right? Like all that shit is right by each other, right? But yeah,
I don't know how
the
big
mayor,
Ohio
the
is.
mayor
So I
of
wouldn't know.
Cincinnati. The mayor of Cincinnati's name is Aftab Purvo.
I think the mayor of Cincinnati just went too far in his assumption.
No, I mean that's as a fan, that's some shit that fans will say. You know what I mean? Like that's some shit fans will say. They won 3 times straight. I don't think you like, bro. When we played the Saints, when we played the Saints when Drew Brees
ordering a paternity test. Come on, man.
Bro, I'm not even fucking done. When I watched that Saints game up there, like I have it on my Instagram profile. I literally kept it up there for a reason. When I was at my boy's house, right? My boy from LA, because that's where we watched the game at. Me and my other partner Derek, who I lived with, he was a Saints fan. We were at my boy Jerome's house from LA. Jerome's son, he had both his sons there. Well, he had his kids there, obviously, and shit. But he had his little son and his oldest son that's in high school, right? That's about to graduate.
All right.
His youngest son just running around playing. Like he's a kid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Derek thought it was a great idea to get little bro hyped up and just start having him do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, granted, I didn't mind because he's a little kid and he's just listening to an adult. So he's telling the little kid to stomp on his feet. Like, yeah, stomp on his feet. Saying your team sucks. All this I'm talking about during the game. Oh my God. I'm sitting there. Josh, I'm telling you, bro. I'm sitting there smoking internally, bro. I'm hot because I'm watching this game like there's absolutely no way for to lose this shit to the fucking Aints, bro. We're not going out like this. When I tell you pick number 1, I'm just sitting there. I just smile, right? Pick number 2, I'm laughing now like, hell, I think y'all about to lose this motherfucker. Pick number 3, I'm standing up like, you sorry motherfuckers. Like, bro, like all that shit. It was poetic justice. My point of saying that is fans get wrapped up in this shit so quickly, bro. They won 3 times. The Saints beat us 3 times. They beat us twice. Or it was 2 or 3 times. Some shit that was twice at that point.
Right.
They thought they had the fucking same thing. They was like, oh, Tom Brady's fucking Drew Brees' son. Oh, they was talking crazy to us, bro. They were talking crazy. I'm just sitting there. I told you, the little kid stumbling on my feet. Like it was everything. A whole slew of shit. They go too far. That's my point. But when poetic justice comes, it comes beautiful.
Karma is a bitch.
Exactly. So that's my point. I'm like, you just like, hey, look, Travis took it as him laughing and shit like that. He obviously talked on it afterwards, but it's like, yeah, bro, that shit he was meant for, especially when the fucking mayor goes on the Twitter and was like, yeah, I deserve that. He said that on Twitter.
This is all of Cincinnati after that.
Oh, like, don't be like that. If I had a rock, I'll bust your head, bitch.
Hey, to the mayor, yeah.
Straight to the mayor.
Yeah, the mayor said, I deserve that. Yep. He said, I deserve it.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
I think that's tight. I think that's tight that the mayor could sit there and take that.
Or they might have been like, for the Cincinnati mayor.
Make you rest in shit.
Yeah, that's probably what happened with everybody down there in Cincinnati.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I was gonna press this one, but this wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't work. It worked. No. I mean, did you watch any of that game? I was at a wedding, so I was in and out. Bro, remember when I told you they probably have the TV, have the game on TV at the wedding?
Yeah,
they had the fucking.
Hey, all y'all was in the motherfucker mad as hell. Oh man.
Bro, and during cocktail hour after the ceremony, damn near everybody was in that fucking room watching the game.
Oh my god, y'all were all in there mad as hell. That
Oh.
shit was glorious.
Not mad. It was the Cincinnati Kansas City game. We had to be mad at
Oh,
it.
y'all already got your ass with that point.
Yeah, by then we were already done.
Y'all were mad as shit in there.
Yeah. I had people coming up. Oh, how about the Niners? What about it? How about them fucking Niners? Yeah, what about them? My sister-in-law was like, "Oh, how did the game go?" I'm like, "We don't need to talk about it." She's like, "Oh, maybe it's because I did." She's like, "The last few times I've watched, they won. Maybe they lost because." I was like, and I was like, "You know what? Maybe it was." So I was trying to put the blame out on.
You're fucking
Oh,
dumb. You're
my poor
fucked up, dude.
sister-in-law. I'm sorry. She's got to deal with my shit forever now. That's
That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up.
oh
You gonna
shit.
make that lady? You gonna let that lady think that she has something to do with that shit? And it
She
was
put it
all
on
of you
herself.
guys. It
She
was
said it
all of you
herself. Hey,
guys
she said it herself. Wasn't me.
in
Wasn't
your
me.
music videos. Oh God. Oh my God.
Oh shit. But yeah, I mean, so from what I gather from the Cincinnati Chiefs game, there's a whole lot of the refs. I guess they gave Kansas City an extra down, but even then, I was kind of like, well, they ended up punting anyway after that. So what did it really matter? But then I guess time consumption could
Field
play the
position,
factor and all that
field
other kind of shit.
position,
Yeah, like you said, field position, all
all
that
of
stuff.
that shit. That's a lot.
But there was apparently a lot of shit that the referees, that typical narrative that they made it about them, and that usually happens. There's a lot of games that we can actually bring up to prove that point. But I looked at it and it was one of those games because when you have a game with Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, when you got two guys that are ice in their vein type quarterbacks, and the game is that close, it usually always comes down to who's the last one to have the ball. And last year, Joe Burrow was the last one to have the ball. They won. This year, Patrick Mahomes was the last one to have the ball. Chiefs won. That's just what it was. Whoever had the ball last, getting towards the end of the game, was probably going to be the team to win that game, and that's how it ended up turning out.
Let me
The
ask you
final
this. Let me ask
final
you this.
score final score was what, 23-20, I believe.
Somewhere up in there. Let me ask you this.
So,
How would you have handled that rookie in that
what rookie?
situation? The one that pushed Pat Mahomes to let them kick the fucking field goal.
Well, I don't know if I would have handled it the way his teammate handled it.
He said, "This is my last year. What the fuck?"
He
No,
said, "Why
yo.
the fuck you touch the QB?"
My man said, "This is my
But
last year." Like,
I
yo.
I looked at the replay, and I mean, like, there's some people. Oh, it looked like they just got their feet tangled and everything. I was like, the point is, Patrick Mahomes was. He basically, it's almost like a slide situation. He was already giving himself up. He was already going towards out of the sideline, and by the time that they did make contact, whether he pushed him or the feet got tangled or whatever, Patrick Mahomes was already well out of bounds. And I'm sorry, when you have the NFL's golden child and you so much as breathe on the guy, going out of bounds, they're gonna get the call. It happened with Tom Brady throughout his whole career, in certain situations. It happened with, Peyton it happens with all the golden childs of the NFL. That's just how it works. So, like I said, Mahomes was already about 2-3 yards out of bounds. And dude, puts his hand out to, touch him and everything. You got the call. Shouldn't have done it. He should have just let him go. He already knew he was going out of bounds. Save yourself the penalty and everything. Just don't touch him. Now, if he was my teammate, and I'm sure the teammates, told him the same thing, like, bro, you can't make dumb mistakes like that. And he's a rookie. That's the worst possible time to have a rookie mistake. Absolutely the worst possible time to have a rookie mistake. And it just, bad, wrong place, wrong time, shouldn't have happened, but it did. It's one of those things that, a lot of people are like, oh, he didn't even touch him. He did it. That's just Bengals fans throwing excuses and wanting to throw shade at the refs and not holding their own players accountable. That's all that is. But in the long run, he touched him and, they fell and everything else like that when he was already well out of bounds. He's going to get the call. Plain and simple, period. To be honest, I think any quarterback would have gotten that call because it did look like, at least from the angle that it was showing, it did look like he shoved him. Whether he did or didn't, and whether it was the feet just tangling up or not, from a ref's point of view on either side of the sideline, it looks like he pushed him. So he's going to get that call because he had the arm fully extended out and he was close enough to where, it looked like from those angles that he pushed him. So it's all like, oh, well, the refs missed that blown call, blah, blah. Whether there's a blown call or not, from the point of view side, even from the camera angles of up top and everything, it looks like he pushed him when he was already well out of bounds. So he's going to get that call regardless. So I mean, that's just what I think about that situation. That was one of those where, yeah, you could have really called it either way. You could have said, oh, they just tripped over each other or whatever. But because had he not had his arm completely extended out, it probably would have been a different call. They probably would have looked at, oh, they just got their feet tangled or whatever. And if they still would have called it, then it would have been like, okay, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Like, really? But because he had that arm extended out, he's going to get that call 10 times out of 10. That's just the sheer fact of it. The game itself, at least from what I understand, the highlights and stuff like that I've seen, the game was really good. It was one of those that I'm pretty sure everyone expected it to be a close game. It just matter of how many points that were getting put up. But last person to have the ball, with those two QBs is usually the one who's going to win the game. And I feel like we're going to see this matchup in the AFC Championship game a lot in the next, decade and a half. We're going to be, everyone wanted to talk about, oh, Josh Allen's going to be the guy to dethrone Pat. No, it's going to be Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is going to be the quarterback who gets in Patrick Mahomes' way of even trying to sniff Tom Brady's, Super Bowl records or whatever. So that's just how it's going to be. And I mean, the Bengals almost got screwed out of a playoff spot this year, and they more than made up for it. So it's just it's one of those things that if the Bengals make the playoffs, you can expect that they're probably going to meet up with the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. That's kind of how it looks. It's happened that way the last 2 years. And I don't really see it changing, to be honest, because I think Joe Burrow is that guy. You say it all the time, Joey be the God. The guy's got ice in his veins. He has his only expectation is to win.
And Jamar is going to be open.
And
I ain't gonna lie
are
to you.
out there somewhere.
Chad Johnson's fucking story, his infamous story about calling his coach and shit is so fucking funny, bro. I just heard it again last night because I watched his interview on Club Shay Shay when we'll give you a brief overview. He basically told his offensive coordinator, he called him at 3 a.m. And he did that shit. I think he said the entire season or for like a month or some shit, just to be like, I'm open, and hung up the phone. Like, dog.
I'm open.
like,
Throw me the ball. That's Jamar Chase, but he didn't have to make a phone call. They know he's open.
he knows, like he has that same understanding. That's my point of saying that. Because if just bro, I'm gonna be real with you. If Chad Johnson had a quarterback like fucking Joe Burrow, we'll be talking about him completely fucking different, dog. And I really
You're probably right. You're probably right.
What? Look how we talk about him now. He had Carson Palmer, sorry ass. Like, come on. Look how we talk about him now. He had over 10,000 yards in his career with Carson Palmer, sorry ass, bro.
Yep. You're right. You're right. We might. Yeah. I was gonna say you're probably right. We'd probably be looking at Ocho Cinco a little bit different.
And John Kitna.
Oh God, Jesus.
He had John Kitna first. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, dog. Like, we got to give people credit when they just have ass and they still perform. Hey, look, man.
Crazy. Is what it is. But a Super Bowl matchup: Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles. It was funny. I saw Andy Reid's old team and Sirianni's old team.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy. The first time, the two starting quarterbacks for the respective teams are black. That's really cool. This is the first time two brothers are going to go against each other. You know, Jason and Travis Kelce. You know, there's a whole lot of firsts going into this game. There's a whole lot of storyline going into this game.
I mean, this shit's starting to make Arian Foster sound right. To fucking goddamn segue to the very last joint. It's starting to make Arian Foster look right. You do. All right, so Tom Brady first year in Tampa, they give him the Super Bowl. The very next year, you go to one of the most major cities in America. Just think about it, because if Tom would have went to Vegas, it would have seemed too motherfucking scripted. You know what I mean? Tom would have went to Vegas. Vegas first year, you get fucking Tom Brady. You win a Super Bowl. And, you know what I mean? But they did it the home team shit. Like, they did it the home team. You know what I mean? So, and then you do it the next year with the fucking Rams, because it's like, we don't want Tampa to have that record. We'll have these two teams. We'll have the LA Rams. The Rams are a long franchise. They had Eric Dickerson. They had different names. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can sell that.
Arian Foster got a lot of pushback for that. There were a lot of players that retweeted and went like, "Oh, yeah, okay, so it was just scripted for me to do this and stuff like that, right?"
I ain't gonna lie to you. The funniest fucking meme I seen about that, bro, it's completely fucking terrible. It's completely terrible. But the funniest, the thread was terrible. But the funniest one I seen, it had fucking goddamn. You're a fucking Kingpin from Spider-Man, right? The '90s cartoon version, the big ass Kingpin. It had him when he was talking to his fucking goddamn the guy that worked for him. He was talking about how he want that gas. He was talking about Josh Norman. Bro, I was fucking crying. I was fucking crying. It was like Josh Norman when he saw the script to his dealer, bro. I swear I fucking I saved it. Oh my God. Hey, bro. No, the worst one was the fucking. It said the Pitbull seeing Michael Vick readings 2007
Oh
script.
my God.
Bro, it was the worst one, bro. Yo, the first one that said Tom Brady reading the script after getting drafted into the NFL, and they got Shannon Sharp fucking reacting. You already know how that goes. Trevor Lawrence getting the script after Trevor Lawrence getting his first playoff game script. Oh my God. Tom Brady seeing Matt Ryan walking in Super Bowl 51 script reading.
So here's my thing.
Holy shit.
If it really is scripted, if it really is, then the players have just as much to do with it as the higher ups in the NFL. Because if it was really scripted, you would think, some of the lower paid players or whatever would actually have come out with this a long time ago. I think Arian Foster is very salty with the NFL.
Salty. What?
Like the guy said at the end of the thing, he's like, "Oh, it didn't, you didn't think this when was it also scripted when apparently lost your faith and everything else like that, and the NFL
Oh
just
yeah,
discarded you."
he said it was it the 2016 script when you fell off a cliff and lost your faith in God. Dog, I was hollering. He said, no, that was 2015. He corrected him and he fucking kept it G. That was hilarious. Shit was
So
hilarious.
that's what I was going like, all right, like how much of this is real and how much of this just Arian Foster just feeding into a conspiracy theory. Just it's a fucking a clickbait thing, something to get people talking, somebody get people, oh, see, the NFL is rigged. Yeah, now you got dumbass fans that are going, oh, see this. I saw one that said,
It's gonna be interesting
the
as off
the
season. I'm gonna tell you that.
the Jets looking at the script every year and it had a person crying.
It had Tyrese. Had Tyrese for the fucking Cowboys. It was like the Cowboys after losing 28 years in a row.
I just look at it going like, if it is scripted, there's so many different storylines that could have gone in that are better than what has been actually happening. That's what I'm like. Okay, now do I think that there are certain times where the NFL referees go and I feel I mean, call it what it is, but I feel like some of these refs have a fucking Doherty NFL or NBA situation. You got some of these motherfuckers betting on games when they shouldn't be, and they're calling the outcomes. Or Vegas is getting involved with it. Hey, all these people bet a whole bunch of money on this. We need to make sure it doesn't happen. That's where I would think that it could be, rigged, but scripted from start to finish, from injuries to penalties to
I don't know about start to finish. You can probably, I mean, if you, that's too much. That's the WWE at that point. I don't think they're doing. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think they're doing that. Now, if all right, devil's advocate, if they were scripting shit, it would probably be moments. You know what I mean? Like certain moments, not people getting hurt or things like that. Like they're scripting moments.
Well, that's
Like,
what I'm saying. Arian Foster made it seem like him getting hurt and all these other was all scripted.
I mean, that's what I said, moments. If the refs are creating moments, then it's another opportunity to get yourself hurt. He was on the fucking Dolphins and the Texans. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
No,
not
but,
like
he had said that the script had said like, oh, week 3 or whatever, you're going to get hurt, or week 3 or week 4, something like that. That's what he had said. He said literally to a T from calls to injuries is all scripted. That's what he was saying. So that's why I was just like, all right, bro, like, come on now.
I mean, sometimes people don't fucking goddamn get injured. So it's more the fact of allowing somebody to hit you dirty or offensive lineman not blocking. You know what I mean? Like it's just a play where it's like, oh, he just got his ass whooped. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like like I said, devil's advocate. Lane Johnson being a fucking beast, but he is hurt. He's a beast, but he is hurt. And Joey Bosa literally whooped Nick Bosa whooped everybody's ass the entire year. So you see what I'm saying? Like to be devil's advocate, you can kind of like in certain situations be like, well, I mean,
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. When it comes to moments like being scripted, that's where I'm thinking the moments are those certain moments where Vegas has a say in what happens in the money line and everything else like that. That's where I'm thinking like, okay, and these moments are like, hey, they realize that there's a whole lot of, money being put on this situation or whatever. We need to make sure that situation, it's not like the whole season was mapped out in a script. It's one of, like you said, moments that just pop up, that are, getting betted on too highly or whatever it may be. Like that's where I can kind of look at it and go, okay, yeah,
Well,
that probably could be a thing.
I mean, they could also be scripting like certain teams. You know what I mean? Like saying that we're gonna fucking talk about this team a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna talk about this team. We're gonna give
No
this team a
matter
little bit
what.
more calls, a little bit more this, a little bit more.
Yeah,
Like
but
just
if the NFL was scripted, don't you think the Cowboys would be a little bit better considering
no,
Jerry Jones
no.
has a
See,
whole
that's
lot of fucking pools?
I love when people go to that fucking argument. No, for that reason, because Jerry has all that pull, because Jerry is loud. It's literally the fucking opposite. They wouldn't put them up top because he's so loud. Because
Or you
then
think
it'll be
Jerry Jones is
blatant.
like, all right, we need the Cowboys to stink so they get off of they get off the trail. Like, damn, Jerry Jones is sabotaging his own team.
He's still making the most money out of most of those teams that's in the
Yeah, and he
league.
still is because, like I
He's a
said,
businessman first.
marketing and everything else like that. But that doesn't mean you can't sabotage your team.
True, but he's a businessman first. And on top of that, it's not many teams with 5 Super Bowl rings. So it's like, it's not like he's not a fucking legacy team. He is. He's still a legacy team. It's still only y'all, the Patriots, the fucking Steelers, and them. It's not really many teams with that many motherfucking Super Bowls, bro. You see what I'm saying? The Bucks only got 2. So that's what I mean. It's like y'all, it's only like y'all as top dynasty teams. So that's kind of what it is. It's like you throw it off the trail. Like you talk up the Niners a lot. The motherfuckers win all these goddamn games and then get maxed in the motherfucking NFC Championship. Kyle Shanahan chokes it off again. He goes, y'all play so fucking well, then y'all losing the goddamn Super Bowl to the fucking Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. I mean, like I said, devil's advocate. I don't agree with it. So let's get that understood and let me say it multiple times so people can hear me. I don't agree with the sentiment. I'm only playing devil's advocate.
Before we get out of here, Tom Brady does announce his retirement. Now, we talked about it a little bit earlier, whether he stays retired, and stuff like that remains to be seen. What we do know is he did go on social media and announce it himself. It wasn't like Shefty jumped in the fucking gun like he did last year,
Right.
doing it and all that. He came out and said, I'm retiring for good. That's what he said, so, but what we do know is he did sign that 10-year contract with Fox Sports to be an analyst somehow, some way, whether it's actually doing like play-by-play or color commentary or just being, an analyst behind a desk. We do know that that contract is there. So he's not going to be away from the game per se. He's just not going to be playing anymore. But that's just how it stands right now. For all we know, he could Brett Favre the situation, but I don't think Tom Brady wants to be lumped in with somebody like Brett Favre.
Yeah, that's
especially all the shit that Brett Favre has gone through.
He already did when he did it the first time, so it ain't
Yeah, but Brett Favre literally did it 3 times.
Yeah, but that's why I said Tom won't gonna do that. But when you did it the first time, they already threw him in there.
But here's the thing with the first time though, I don't really think it was just him, because he was very unsure of it. It's because of Shefty jumping the gun, and it kind of made things, now he put himself in the turmoil and everything with his family and all that other kind of stuff. I think Adam Schefter had a lot to do with Giselle and Tom Brady getting divorced.
Bullshit. I think Shawty was already gone.
Probably, yeah. She was already waiting for him to come home.
Yeah.
But for I think of it kind of like a half-ass retirement, because he did come back after 16 days or some shit like that.
40
days, sorry. After 40 days, he probably took that as an opportunity to take a vacation, get himself, let the body rest and everything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, and just come back and, do his thing this year. But for him to actually come up and go out of his way to go on social media early in the morning, first thing in the morning and stuff like that, to, announce his retire, and the way he said it, I watched the whole thing.
I did too.
The way he said it, the emotion that he was showing with it, because he was almost he was damn near close to crying.
Yeah.
It's, so when I saw that, I was like, okay, no, he is done.
Yeah.
He is done. Now, if he comes back, will we necessarily be surprised?
No.
Probably not, because he is an extremely competitive guy. He may be, reflecting on himself, like, damn, do I really want to go out like that type of thing? Do I really want the last team that I lost to is the fucking Cowboys? Like, do I really, he could, have that whole, self reflection to figure it out and then come back, to play another year. That could very well happen. But judging by what we saw, what everybody in the world saw, I think he is done. I think it's real this time. But like I said, it's not going to be the last time we ever see Tom Brady because, like I said, he's got that contract to be able to be an analyst. So we'll still see him on TV and everything else like that. But when it comes to Tom Brady's playing days, do believe it's over. And I saw that, tip the cap to him. Respect. And everything else like that. So we'll see. Where it takes us. But as of right now, Tom Brady at the age of 45, I think he just turned 46, um, retires after a historic, to say the least, career. So hats off to Tom Brady, respect to Tom Brady, and we look forward to seeing whatever else he does with his life outside of football. And before, really last thing before we take off, just wanted to give a shout out to Leslie Jackson and Gunner Sports. We did the Bay Area Cali Classic game this Saturday. If you guys want to see the highlights and everything of what happened, go on YouTube. The Down the Line installment for the Bay Area Cali Classic is now up, so you can go be able to see that and see how it all went down. Me and Kay had a big conversation about it, because I talked with Leslie a little bit, and I don't want to get too into detail of what we talked about and what necessarily happened in that game before I get to talk to Leslie a little bit more on what can and can't be shared. Um, but if you go and look at the highlights of the video of the down the line segment, you can probably already guess where everything went. But again, I don't want to discuss and say things on the air without her consent on it. You know what I mean? So now when we come on Friday, I'd have talked to her a little bit more. We can get into more detail about what happened last Saturday. But until then, just know it was another great experience for us to be able to go out there. We love being able to support, all these kids. We got to talk to, coaches. We got to talk to players. We got a lot of good footage. We were a part of the entrances in a half-ass kind of way, as well as part of the trophy celebration, which Leslie sent me a few pictures on how that went, and I thought it was pretty hilarious. Because you got my dumbass in the picture just with the confetti blaster. Um, but
That's freaking hilarious.
Valley wins their third consecutive uh, uh, title, I guess you can say, between themselves and the Bay. And once again, go on YouTube, check out Down the Line installment, Bay Area Cali Classic Season 2. I know it's been around for a while, but I put Season 2 because this is the second the second time that we've been there. So go check that out on YouTube. Always check us out on the social medias, the All Pro JAFFOs on both Twitter and Instagram. And then Pernada Rose Productions is where you go to YouTube and for Facebook. Check us out on Twitch at PvP_studios. And Friday, I believe it is confirmed and cemented that we will be talking to
Cuz,
our our
big boy,
former our
big boy.
our former teammate over at San Jose City, now a coach out there in Hawaii, Big Anu, one of the nicest fucking human beings that you'll ever meet, one of the funniest human beings that you'll ever meet. Get to talk to him on Friday and see what he's up to and everything else like that. So be able to join us on Friday for that. Until then, we've got 2 weeks up until Super Bowl Sunday happens. So we'll probably do a little bit of a dive into it on Friday as well. And then the days leading up to the actual game. If you're not doing anything on Super Bowl Sunday, and your calendar is clear, join us. Last year we went to Mountain Mike's over there on Sunrise Boulevard here in Citrus Heights. Shout out to Dave and everybody out there in Mountain Mike's. We will be there again this year, on our Instagram and Twitter profile and everything else like that. It has the flyer for Super Bowl Sunday. So be able to join us, come out there, have a good time, pizza and beer and everything else up for the kids, soda and stuff, obviously. But come out to enjoy the game, wear your team's gear, whatever it may be, and let's just have a good time and enjoy the Super Bowl. So until Friday, till next time we see you guys, for myself, JP, for the 6'10 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K, all pro JAFFOs, we will see you guys next time. Deuces.
Oh, go home. Wash your ass, man.